See. Hmm. Well, that's good. My webcam's not here. Let's see if I can fix that. Otherwise, we're just doing it without a webcam this week, which, is fine, honestly. People don't tune in for that.
You never know. You just log in one day with your head shaved.
Hmm.
People will definitely keep tuning in
Hmm.
for that.
Well, we're just not going to have a webcam this week. Um, it's not going to not happen
And
at this point. Everything else is played out the way it needs to. Mendoza's going one. It's not a
yeah, it's
surprise to
boring, but
anybody.
it's gonna happen. Nope. One
Now, here was the
decent
first
quarterback and
first pick in the draft.
yeah, it seems everybody thinks this is going to be Reese pretty cut and dry now. I think from what I've seen now, it doesn't mean anything, but like I've seen a lot of most of the mocks have this happening, and if you care about the betting odds of it, most people don't. It's like not even close. It's all Reese. Um, I don't know. I definitely could see it for sure. It's just I don't know where they're gonna have him play because
Mm-hmm.
again, like edge, I think he has the higher upside, but he's rough at edge. He's very new. It's not even. I think he's almost more rough than Parsons in some way was
Mm-hmm.
at edge. Similar, but I think even more rough. Like he had a lot of not great reps at edge. He had a lot of good reps, but a lot of not great ones.
Mm-hmm.
An off-ball linebacker, like I would think Sonny Styles is better at off-ball linebacker. I think they're both good. They're very different in the way that they play, but like if you're taking it for that purpose, like I get Reese has more pass rush ability to him, so if there's an extra bonus there, that's why you wouldn't just take Styles. But if you're taking Reese to mainly be off ball, I still would probably I personally would rather have Sonny Styles as I Styles is my number two player in this whole class. So
Mm-hmm.
obviously I feel that way. Reese, I think I have Reese at like 8 for me. Um, Still like him. It's just I think you have to have the right coach. Not
Mm-hmm.
saying Aaron Glenn isn't, but you have the right coach for Reese. And I think someone like Sonny Styles or Ruben Bain or I have Sycam's uh, board up still, so I got to scroll down. I almost forgot his name. David
David
Bailey.
Bailey.
Yeah. I think those guys, um, obviously, a better defensive mind is good for them too, but I don't think you have to be as creative with them
Mm-hmm.
as you do with Arvell Reese.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I just think they want to be physical, man. I think with adding Sweat and like the way that they're building the defense, I just think they want to be physical. That part of me just wants to take Bane. I'm on the fence of whether I should do what I want or what I think is going to happen. Because we're getting closer now, and it's still far, but it's getting closer.
Mm-hmm.
It's not it's never easy to guess exactly what's going to happen, but
Mm-hmm.
I know the closer we get, the more predictive it gets. Because I know at the beginning when we start doing this, it's kind of like this is kind of what I would do here
Right.
stuff, and
It's more
like
personal
now
preference for us.
so if it's me making this pick for the Jets, I'm probably taking Bailey or Sonny Styles personally.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm giving them Reese because I think that's what's going to happen if I had to guess today. And I don't think it's a bad pick. I don't think I would make the pick. It's a little risky for me at
Mm-hmm.
2, but they have another first round pick. They're not expected to win. They need to do better next year, or I think Glenn might be gone. And does better mean make the playoffs? No, I just think better means stay competitive in more games
Yeah.
and hopefully win at least 6
Five,
games,
five to
7, maybe.
seven
You know what I
games, I
mean?
think. Yeah.
5 to yeah, you get in that range, and then the ones you lose, if at least half the ones you lose are at least
Competitive.
competitive in, yeah, like that should be enough. As long in obviously the locker room dynamic and how the players are responding and stuff like that, stuff that we can't always see. That's also important. But anyways, he's kind of on the hot seat, but again, like I don't think he's making the pick. Anyways, I think he's gonna give them input, but I think Darren Moogie's probably the one making the pick. So, and I don't think he is on the hot seat. He's only been there for a couple of years, so I would be shocked. So yeah, I'm gonna give him Reese just because I think that's like if I had to put money on it today, that's what I think what would happen. So,
Makes sense to me.
yep.
Another point too with that is that, you know, when you're thinking about Aaron Glenn, he liked having the positional flexibility in Detroit with a couple
Sure,
guys. I mean,
sure.
Brian Branch, for example, obviously it's two different beasts. You have a safety cornerback hybrid, and this is an edge
Yeah,
linebacker hybrid. But, you know, the moves that they've
still a
made
chess
so
piece.
far this offseason, bringing Demario Davis in as a 37-year-old from New Orleans and bringing in Joseph Osai to play opposite Will McDonald, Kingsley Enagbari as depth. I mean, they've signed a bunch of, like, rotational edge rushers, basically.
Right.
And then Jamie and Sherwood is there. So, you know, for a team that wants to be able to rush the passer, you have Arvell Reese who can do that in a rotation. You still have Osai, you have McDonald, but maybe when he's not on the field, you have Reese at the edge. And then on the other snaps, you know, he could play inside. So there's options out there, right? Like it's not cutting like we don't have to name a position for him today. I think he could do
Sure.
both, and I think that that's what they're going to have to do. Because I don't disagree with you. I do agree. I think that there are better pure edge rushers, and there's better pure linebackers. So I think that they basically have to want to use them in both regards, in both roles, for them to want to make that move. But I mean, I can't really argue with it either at this point. Obviously, betting odds is not the end all be all as we get closer, and there's
No,
been plenty of
no.
times where that's not the case.
Yeah,
You know, the odds on favorite for the number two pick multiple times has been a different player than who went number two.
sure. Yep.
And it's going to be really tough this year, but, you know, if you're Vegas, you almost have to try to plant a flag
Yeah,
because,
and
you
I think
know,
there's like word of mouth of people that at
correct.
least
There's people
have
within the
some
Jets that,
inside information.
correct.
Yeah,
I mean, the Jets
it's
Twitter
like
account put out some tweet a couple weeks ago with an interview with Arvell Reese and things like that. Like, and again, we're in smoke and mirror season. It's in full effect at this point. Between free agency moves that have already happened, players who have yet to sign, potential trades that may or may not be happening after June 1st. Shout out AJ Brown. You know, there's worlds of which, you know, you have to start to look at things and question you know what we're looking at. Apparently, according to Ricky Scoops, the Patriots and Eagles already have the framework of a trade to happen on June 1st. That obviously won't include 2026 picks, but you know it'll be interesting to see
I'd
what
rather
that
have a
looks like.
27 first, anyways.
I definitely would, but are the Patriots willing to give up the 27 first with that class looking better than this one does? And knowing that
Probably
the
not.
fact that
And
they're probably not going to be picking at 31 next year,
yeah,
who knows? And obviously, this is also Ricky Scoops that we're talking about, who I love him to death. You know, good doggo. But how much Quan are we putting in that on March 19th here?
yeah,
Anyway, Cardinals are still a weird one to me, man. And we've talked about this before. I think we've given him Francis like 5 out of 6 of the drafts we've done so far. And
probably.
frankly, the reason for that is it's hard to not want to do that. Um, you know, when you look at the team, Elijah Wilkinson's currently your plug and play right tackle. Is he really the guy? Is Hjalte Froholt at center your guy? Is Isaiah Adams your guy at right guard? I think he played all right last year. The left side of your line looks pretty good with say Amalu and Paris Johnson, but there's a lot of room to upgrade this team outside of those positions. You don't really have a wide receiver two behind Marvin, and there's an argument to be made that to this point in his career, Marvin hasn't played like a wide receiver one. How much of that is on QB play and scheme? We're going to find that out. Obviously, I think that Marvin was a phenomenal prospect, so it's hard for me to sit here and really nitpick and criticize him. He was drafted 2 years ago. Until you're done with that first rookie contract, it's really hard to say that you were fully a bust or not. And even guys that were a bust at the end of their rookie contract, there's always a Sam Darnold out there and 1 season worth of Geno Smith to, stand on. But defensively, I mean, they have a lot of guys returning. They brought in Billings, I think, yesterday or the day before. So they look better defensively. There isn't a ton of positions. Linebacker, I do actually think, is a big position that they could look to upgrade. And I kind of like the thought of taking Sonny Styles, but is that your biggest need here at 3? Maybe not. Is it kind of malpractice in a way to take a linebacker at 3 when you have as much need for help offensively as you do? I don't know. Is Jacoby Brissett going to be your starter next year? Are you going to take a rookie this year to have him compete to try to start? There's a lot of questions that we don't know about the Cardinals as we stand here today. That make it tough. I mean, to me, the most obvious pick to make is still Francis. I think that we're going to start seeing Ty Simpson shoot up the board in mock drafts.
He's going around 1. I've been saying it for weeks.
I think he's going to go round 1, but I'm saying as we get closer, I think smoke and mirrors, we're going to start seeing him creeping into the top 10. I'm saying we're going to see people start mocking to the Cardinals. Probably. Here. We're going to see some people start mocking to the Browns. They might start mocking Simpson to the Jets. It happens almost every year, really. I mean...
Yeah, it does. It does. And and the biggest reason is because, I feel like, for one, some of the teams are leaking some of the stuff out 100%. Because they want to trade out.
100%.
And they want there's interest for quarterbacks. If you want one, you better come up and get it. You know what I mean? And that's part of it.
Correct.
And I'm sure you're
false
right.
Scarcity and supply and demand. Anyway,
especially this.
What my point with that whole thing diatribe was anyway is me trying to tell you that I don't think that Ty Simpson goes in the top 10. So I'm just going to get out ahead of that now and tell you I'm not taking him here. Jeremiah Love is still interesting. You picked up Algier, who finally really gets a chance. He had 1 year in Atlanta where he was kind of the guy. I think he was still splitting reps that season, the season before Bijan got drafted. And he looked pretty good that year. I mean, he had 1,000 yards, if I remember correctly, and that was one of the big arguments of, well, don't take Bijan because you had 1,000-yard rusher last year. Well, a difference maker at the position far supplants 1,000 yards. When a guy can go for almost 2,000 yards from scrimmage. He might have broken that, actually. Am I making that up?
What? Break what? 2,000 yards from scrimmage?
Yeah.
No. In 1 year?
He had 1,500, never mind.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, no, that's what he had 2,300 all-purpose yards, I guess, technically.
In 2 years?
No, last year.
Wait, who?
Bijan.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Tyler Algier. I was like, there's no way.
He had almost 1,500 rushing yards and 820
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not crazy.
And they still used Algier some.
100%. Correct.
His target, his usage, I don't know the number, but I would assume it's around, it had to have been less than 80% of the snaps at running back, which is still good, but someone built like Bijan, I mean, I don't know. I get trying to, keep him fresh as long as you can, but he's a guy that I think could probably withstand a lot of the hits for 5-6 years. But
yeah, but does he stop you from taking Love here? We're kind of in that same situation. Does a huge, big time difference making running back stop you from taking, or whatever? Does Tyler Hill stop you from taking a big time difference making running back? Probably not, but again, is that your biggest need now with Connor still there and Benson still there? Again, we
No, I
talked about this
mean
before. Benson's probably dead at this point. He's probably cooked. There's a
they're
reason
gonna
why
give
they're
him a shot in
continuing to
training
bring
camp
more.
to make the roster, and if he does, if he looks good, cool. But like
He could wind up getting traded somewhere before
he
cut
could be
downs.
cut, and it would not shock me.
Correct.
Like it really wouldn't shock me. So
Anyway, all that to say, I think I'm going to give him Sonny Styles just because I don't think we've done that to this point.
no, we haven't. I've talked about it, but I haven't.
Something different to do, and how predictive is it? It's hard to say, man. The only reason why it's hard for me to envision it is because of the fact that they brought in Matt LaFleur, um, and you know when you look at the Rams scheme and the Niners scheme and all this at the third. Now, yeah, defensively they always have good linebackers, but
Well,
offensively you
their
focus
defensive coordinator. Wait, am I wrong? Who's their defensive coordinator? Wasn't it the linebackers coach for somebody?
probably.
Was he a linebackers coach? Nick Raylis, is that who it was? The guy from Eagles? Or was that who they had before?
Yes. And he was the defensive coordinator last year, and he was retained by LaFleur.
Right.
So yeah,
but now
I mean,
he's actually going to be.
That's another argument for
like,
it. But if LaFleur has any sort of final say on this over the GM, the Rams always go for tackles, and that's why it's hard for me to think that they're going to be content rolling into next year with Elijah Wilkinson starting at right tackle. That's the only.
Yeah, it's the biggest hole in their offensive line too. Like their offensive line becomes possibly good or at least average with him. So
yeah,
you at least have two good bookend. I mean, more than likely two good bookend tackles, which is awesome. That are young and on rookie deals.
Mm-hmm.
So well, that sucks for me because I was totally taking him to the Titans. Do I give them Jeremiah Love? I still think that they could take an edge. Mm-hmm. I know they have Oladejo, and then Jermaine Johnson, but like after that, they just don't have anybody. But like again, can Saleh get more out of these guys like Jacob Martin and Jalen Harrell?
But they didn't sign
Truman
Jermaine
Jones.
to an extension, though, did they?
No, I don't know if they can yet. Can they? Is he a player that's eligible yet for extension?
I think so. I thought he was a free agent after this year.
Maybe. I would be shocked if they didn't do that, though. With trading away Sweat.
I mean, I don't disagree with you, but it hasn't happened yet. So, is it because of difficulty working through a contract with him, or are they just not at that point yet?
Maybe they're just waiting, and then they will be like, "Screw it, we'll just franchise tag you." I mean, who knows? Maybe they do want to see how he plays before they invest money into him. Maybe, I mean, risky, but at the same time, I guess if you give him a big contract now and he's not that good, then sure, you lost Sweat and that sucks, but at least you're not going to be stuck with him for a big deal.
Right.
I don't know. That's the only thing I could think of. Or they're still just working through it. I don't know. But, yeah, I just... Especially if Sonny Styles isn't there, like, I do think there is a chance. There's been... Obviously, everybody's like, this is who they're taking. They're taking Jeremiah Love. And then now there's people like, no, I just calm down. That's not what they're doing. Right. I know that you definitely think they shouldn't. And I think they probably shouldn't. I just think if he ends up being like a top 5 running back, that alone could help Cam Ward in the offense so much. Just get jump started. That
100%. And
in some ways is worth it.
Of like the Titans always have Derrick Henry, Chris Johnson, Eddie George.
Even Lindell White was good. I know not amazing, but he was good there. He was. Some others that I'm forgetting, top of my head.
I'm drawing a blank, and it's
but still
me.
but I mean, Eddie George, Chris Johnson, and Derrick Henry alone, that lasted like how many? I mean, the
Who was the
Titans.
Oilers guy?
Uh,
Earl Campbell.
oh yeah, well, we're going back that far. Yeah, yeah, Earl Campbell.
I mean,
Um,
still plays.
yeah, well, I mean, some people don't think that's the Titans, but we're not going to get into that conversation right now.
Well, when their uniforms drop this year, you're gonna figure it out.
Yeah, true. Um, but yeah, like I understand. Like, okay, they have a good amount of needs. They have done all right in free agency, like in filling some things. Like, sure, they could still probably use a number one wide receiver. Wandale's a good piece. A.O. Manor's a good piece, like to have on the team.
Mm-hmm.
Shamiri DK is a good piece. Calvin, we'll see what he looks like this year. I know they're getting him for way cheaper now. Like they
Mm-hmm.
saved a ton of money. They just restructured that, so I feel way better about him being on the roster with that money. As like the veteran piece. Could they take a wide receiver here? Yes, I'm leaning no though, because I just think there's other guys that they could get second, third round that I would be fine with them getting.
Mm-hmm.
Um, their offensive line is okay if Dan Moore keeps playing well, he played pretty well last year. He played better than I
He
thought,
played a
but
lot
like
better
he's
than I
not.
expected him to.
And then Skronsky obviously is good. They signed Austin Schlottman, Cordell Volson. Like we'll see with those guys. I wouldn't mind if they added like a guard later and then maybe another center
Mm-hmm.
later just to have developing just in case. If they sat here and took Vega like early for me for someone that I love, but like
I would get it.
I wouldn't hate him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like for sure. Let's just keep building the offensive line. Don't think they're gonna do that.
No.
I still think Sonny Styles would just be insane here if he was here. That's why I was probably going to go that route. Their defensive front right now being Jermaine Johnson, Jeffrey Simmons, John Franklin Myers, and Olu, is pretty nasty. But imagine if instead of Olu, it was like Ruben Bain.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can't get over that. And then Olu's like the third guy. Like Saleh likes having guys to rotate in at
Mm-hmm.
that position. Like they will all play. Like the Broncos have 4 edge rushers that play like they literally swap out like every 2 plays. Like they're just constantly swapping out these guys. They have different like if you look at like snap percentage, and I know we're not talking about the Broncos, but I just know personally like this happens a lot with guys
Mm-hmm.
like teams that have a lot of edge rushers. The Seahawks did it. So just because you have 2 guys that you like, it doesn't stop you from taking some like Bain. And like you said, Jermaine Johnson's not under contract, so this gives you some flexibility that if he's not as good as you'd like him to be, it sucks you give up Sweat, but like you can just move on and you
Yeah,
took
I
a
mean, you
swing and it
lost
didn't
Sweat,
work
which
out.
sucks, but like you signed John Franklin Myers, so at that point, is he
Right.
arguably better this year than Sweat was last year? It now
Against
obviously you have to pay him more than what Sweat was going to get, so
sure.
there's arguments to that. But their cap
Yeah.
situation, they really weren't paying that much, especially
No.
now that they cut what's his face. Why can't I think of his name? L'Jarius Sneed.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna give him Bain. I think that's the first thing I ever did for them, and I think I'm just kind of sticking with it. Like I love the fit with Bain and Saleh
Mm-hmm.
so much. What he could do with him, and I think that just makes their defensive front. It gives them something that against a lot of teams is going to be a strength. Like unless you're
Mm-hmm.
going up against like a really good offensive line, it's going to be something that offensive coordinators are going to have to game plan against that front. So
Yeah, I
that
like that
alone
for
could
sure.
keep them in games. So yeah, we'll go that route. Bane train, baby.
Giants brought back Illuminor. Is he on a 1-year deal? Do you remember?
My brain thought it was 2, but it might be 1. Hang on, Jermaine.
That's not.
Might be. Yeah, I did. I really messed up on the spelling. That's what you were saying.
3-year, 39. Okay, never mind.
3.
All right,
I
so
knew.
that probably
I was
does
pretty
take
sure
me
it
out of
was
taking a tackle here.
probably.
I mean, I know they could slide
Probably.
Illuminor around and yada yada, but it makes it harder to justify. We've done Francis a handful of times, and I still think it would make some level of sense. Maybe he plays guard to start and then kicks back out to tackle. If Illuminor gets hurt, there's flexibility there. I'd rather have that than Evan Neal. Um, and they've added Darnell Mooney and Calvin Austin, so I no longer feel like wide receiver is as dire of a need. I still think it is a need. Darius Slayton is still slotted to be your number 2 on paper, and I don't love that for a variety of reasons.
And not knowing when Neighbors is going to play is also scary.
Correct.
And I know you don't want to draft someone just off of that, but like
it bears talking about at the very least.
Not ideal for your second-year quarterback going in possibly this season with Slayton as your number 1 wide receiver.
Correct. Or Mooney as your 1, but it's one of the two.
Sure.
The other thing that I just wanted to talk about real quick, this is earlier, I think, than we've had any of the cornerbacks go to this point.
It is.
But Paulson Adebo, Greg Newsome, they signed to a 1-year deal. It's worth $10 million a year. Deontay Banks has been disappointing so far, which is sad for me because I loved him a lot. He did go a little earlier than I expected him to at the end of the first. I had him as a higher 2, but he hasn't even played like that to this point.
No.
Which is that coaching or whatever? Who knows? But I think it's worth talking about because adding a Mansour Delane to this room. I know that you like McCoy just as much, if not more, depending on
if he's healthy, yeah, more for sure.
Right.
If I get last year's tape, yeah.
Right. I just think that bears talking about because I could see it happening. Now that they've addressed, they added Edmonds, which is a big thing at linebacker. I think if Sonny Styles was here, that's also somewhat of a no-brainer for me. But, we've just talked about now he's in the conversation for the first 5 picks. So if he gets past that, I'd be pretty damn surprised.
Agreed.
Safety, there's a conversation there, whether you trust Tyler Nubin or not, but I think that's a second-round selection if you want to go that direction. We've done wide receiver a whole bunch for them, and I don't hate it. Carnell Tate added to this offense makes a ton of sense. Jackson Dart throwing to Tate and Neighbors.
I think we've done wide receiver, and then I did Downs once.
Yes,
I
remember.
think so.
But I think we might have given them Love once. I think Love has to go in the top 5. And
I can see him falling to Washington, but again, I don't know.
The moves that Washington's making makes it feel like they aren't confident in that. They've been kind of getting inklings that he's not going to be there. And I know that Rachaad White is not the end-all, be-all, and whoever the other guy was that they just picked up isn't the end-all, be-all. Jerome Ford. Those 2 guys obviously aren't moving the needle, where if they get to pick 7 and Jeremiah Love is still there, I think that they'd be thrilled with that because that's a real difference maker in the backfield.
It's just we've had this conversation. Who's taking him?
Yeah, I know, but
the Saints won't, the Chiefs won't. I would be shocked if the Bengals did. The Dolphins definitely won't. The Cowboys, I guess, could, but does Javonte had a really good year? Does he stop you from doing it? No, but I don't think that's what they're planning on doing. Yeah. I don't think that they want to do that. The Rams definitely won't. I would be shocked. I mean, I've seen someone be like, oh, if they want to go all in, they should trade it for Jeremiah Love. And, he would be sick in their offense, but, I think they're doing fine with Kyron Williams, Blake Corum, and the dude they drafted last year. I can't think of his name right now. That they were the dude from, was he Auburn running back? I can't think of his name. Maybe it wasn't Auburn.
I don't remember either.
Oh, it's going to bother me. It's going to bother me. But yeah, I mean, he might not even be from Auburn. I don't remember.
I don't know.
But they, traded up to go get him last year. There was a whole video where, oh, let's go get this guy. I can't think of what his name is. The Ravens, I guess, could if they just want to add someone else. But, for Henry, the Bucks don't really need one. The Jets don't. The Lions don't. Obviously, the Vikings, but they can't move up. And Love is not making it.
Right.
Hunter. Okay. I knew it was Auburn, but I just couldn't think of his name. But, yeah, if he makes it to a certain point, someone's going to move up for him, and I just don't know who.
Right.
Like, I don't know, but maybe the Broncos will go up their 27 first and move up again. I would be all in for it.
I'm giving him to the Giants. I think that
Yeah.
we talked about it a couple times now. I think I did it 2 weeks ago. I mean, it's
Yeah.
not Saquon Barkley. I'm not trying to say it is, but it's a Saquon Barkley-esque prospect where it's worthy of going this early as a running back.
He doesn't have the between the tackle skills.
Right.
He's like, in my opinion, he's like an 8 out of 10 between the tackle, like runner. Very good. But he's a 10 out of 10 catching the ball out of the backfield.
Mm-hmm.
Like elite. So I think that's the biggest difference. Like Saquon was probably like a 10 out of 10 at both things.
Mm-hmm.
Or like a 9 out of 10 at least. You know what I mean? Like he was better. And Jeremiah Love has a big frame. I think the only like bad remark that I'll say that I've seen is he just runs a little high, and I've heard other people talk about this too, and I think that's why like he doesn't always finish runs forward, like
Right.
like falling forward, and he I think some of his vision stuff. Right, but he has a big frame, so it's a little surprising because he's not small. He's like 250, or he's over 200 pounds. So, but like, yeah, like he doesn't run as hard, like just physically as you think that someone his size would. So, but I mean, he's so good in the pass game that, like, he's still better between the tackles than probably 80% of the running backs in the NFL. Like, or he probably will be. I don't want to say he is already, but
right.
I'm sure he probably will be. But yeah,
Yeah.
I like that pick. And I know for all my Scatterboo shares that I still have, that really sucks. But I don't have that many left. I got rid of quite a few.
Yeah, I did too.
And I'm sure it's gonna suck for a lot of people. But that's an awesome backfield. Like even if Scat comes back healthy, it's just weird though because like they're both good in passing stuff. But
yeah,
I guess Scat would probably just be used as more of that physical runner, and Jeremiah.
I mean, it could honestly play out well. It's not that obviously it's not the same as Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery, but from a fantasy perspective, it could feel similar.
Sure.
You know, if Scat gets 12 to 15 touchdowns, even without getting a ton of yards, like that's not the worst thing, and it might keep him from having CTE and not getting to a second contract. So.
True. Very true. Okay. Browns. I think if it played out this way, I still think that they want Monroe Freeling in some way. I keep hearing all the buzz about that. I know it was like 2 weeks ago I gave them Freeling. Someone made a good point. I forgot who it was, so I shouldn't be saying it. But somebody I was like, I think they were talking about mock drafts, and there's a point now after free agency where like the tackle needs after like because look like the Saints don't need one. They have two that they drafted early. The Chiefs could. That's one team that could. The Bengals won't. The Dolphins, I think they're happy with their tackles right now, if I remember correctly. The Cowboys definitely won't. The Rams could, yes. But then there's a long stretch, I think it was after that, where it's like Ravens no, Bucks no, Jets no, Lions. They definitely could now. Then the Vikings no, the Panthers no, the Cowboys no. I still think the Steelers are no. I think Brian Cook looked well enough, or that's his name, Dylan Cook, right? Dylan Cook. Yeah. Dylan Cook looks good enough.
And Roderick coming back, you probably feel okay.
Right, sure, yeah. But anyways,
the only argument that I'll make about it is that if your plan is to take a quarterback in 2027, then you want to have that in place.
Getting it ahead, yeah.
This year,
sure. But anyways, what I'm saying is somebody going to take Freeling before your pick at 24? Could it happen? Sure. Definitely could. I think there's a solid chance he falls that far. Because some of these teams that need tackle don't need a left tackle. They need right.
Correct.
And not saying that he can't play right. We've had this conversation. But that's the tackle that the Browns need. So I kind of want to take him here. But the fact that there's Downs here and there's freaking David Bailey. I know edge isn't their biggest need, and you could say wide receiver. There's wide receivers here too. there's a good chance there's a wide receiver. Again, if Freeling goes, then maybe that's the way they go at 24. And maybe they're fine with DeJuan Jones at left tackle. Maybe he stays healthy. Maybe they draft someone in the second round. So it's not like you have to. But I just think with Bailey being here, I having David and I know he's not like as the same size guy as Miles Garrett, but I don't think they need him to be. Like I think Garrett he could be the bigger edge, and then Bailey can be the more like just pass rush heavy guy on the other side, and that's hard to like. I know you don't want to talk about Miles Garrett, but if Bailey plays to his potential, it's going to be impossible to game plan for them if they have both these guys and they're both playing at a high level. So I think that's just such a. And did they sign an edge? And I'm forgetting. I don't think they did. Alex Wright, Epinesa, I guess.
Yeah.
No, dude. Yeah, I'm gonna take David Bailey.
Yeah, and I mean,
part of me.
Go ahead.
Part of me again wants to just take Freeling because I think they like him a lot, and he would probably plug in at left tackle right away. But I just think there's a better if you could get like someone like Bain, Downs, David Bailey here, and then have a good chance of getting or even trade up like if he's still there at 19 or 20. Just trade up a few picks and just make sure you go get him. I think they have decent capital, So, but yeah,
I like that. Having a Texas Tech and a Texas A&M rusher, they're probably going to want to kill each other. So, from a locker room perspective, I think it falls apart pretty quick, which I like. Obviously, two guys that can rush the passer and can't, defend against the run makes me happy as well. Anyway, so the Commanders. I mean, there's no way that I don't take Caleb Downs here with the way that the board fell. Again, we talked about Love. I think that Love is in the conversation here. I think that David Bailey or Ruben Bain or Sonny Styles would be in the conversation here if they were here. You talked about last week, they gave Owe a pretty decent contract. They gave Chason, I think, a pretty decent contract. They brought in Omenihu. Do you need edge? Not necessarily, but there's still room to do it. They brought in Chenal, so do they need linebacker? Not necessarily, but if Styles is there, it doesn't hurt. Nick Cross was their big safety pickup, and to me, personally, I just don't think that it's, groundbreaking or earth-shattering. And, I mean, even if you think he is the guy, Will Harris on the other side, there's still room to improve there. Now, they also need wide receiver pretty bad, and without anyone coming off the board here, I think that Carnell Tate is in the picture firmly, squarely in the picture.
Yeah.
They just gave Tunsil an extension. Connerly played pretty decent for him last year. He had up and downs, but I think that they have faith in him long term. They brought in Van Jefferson, De'Ami Brown, which are not needle movers to me at all. Chig helps. But there's probably a wide receiver they could take in the second that I feel pretty decent about. There's not another Caleb Downs in the second that you're going to get. I mean, we've talked about it before. You have Thieneman pretty close to Caleb Downs.
I do.
And you have McNeil Warren not that far behind him.
Nope.
But, those guys aren't going to be there in the second round, so you might as well take the one that you consider to be better if you have him better, and just take Downs.
Agreed. I think it's a good pick. Yeah, he's smart. He's a smart player. Day one, starter for you pretty easily.
Mm-hmm.
So the Saints here. As much as I like Broncos legend Isaac Yiadom, it's just hard for me to not think that they'd want to upgrade that a little bit, or at least have someone in the way. He's played okay as of recent. I think he played okay with the 49ers, if I'm not mistaken. I would just rather him be the third corner than the first, which I guess they have Kool-Aid at 1, but Then they have Quincy Riley at nickel. But then on the outside, it's literally they don't have anybody besides Yadam that
Mhm.
I'm comfortable starting. But I will say this: as much as I like to give him McCoy or Delane, and I think you give him Delane, we've given him Delane a couple times,
Mhm.
just because it makes sense, and obviously
Thank you
LSU,
in the
whatever.
Bayou.
But
Smile.
sure, I also am a little worried about receiver as much as I also like Broncos legend Devon Vele. I think he's awesome for your big slot. I think Olave is awesome as your like 1A like Z wide receiver, but
Mhm.
you need a big body guy. And I know they have Mason Tittman, I guess, playing that role right now. But man, like if Kellen Moore is making the calls here, I think he probably would be wanting to take Cardinal Tate or Jordan Tyson, and then take a corner in the second round because I do like the second round corner. I also like the second round wide receiver class, but um, I I don't feel comfortable, but I feel more comfortable with Yadam than I do Mason Tittman. And I know
Mhm.
you still have Olave and Devon Vele or whatever, but I think that they want to surround Shuck with as much talent as they can now to
Mhm.
really just make sure before next year, if they have an early pick next year, like, are they going to take another quarterback? Like, if they have a top 10 pick and they aren't good, like they probably will, but they want to make sure that like is Shuck the guy or not. So let's give him all of the assets possible to prove that, and I'm gonna give him Tate here, just because I think they need that big body guy. He's not like a stereotypical X though, to where his like main attraction is just jump balls and slants.
Mhm.
He has a good deep threat ability to him too. Like he has some speed. He has like that long stride. I think he needs to work on like he had some games where he's just really good at contested catches, and then he also had some where it's like okay, he's not like bodying these guys all the time that he should. And to be honest, he didn't have a lot of moments where he had to do that because he's just running wide open. Like they schemed him, he's just running past everybody, so he's not having to always make contested catches.
True.
So, but I just think that for me, fit wise, is probably the best fit a wide receiver for them out of the top four guys.
I like that a lot. Um,
Another
and
Ohio
I,
State
I
wide
feel like
receiver
there
too.
haven't been that
Sorry.
many times that we've had Tate wind up falling to this pick.
No, not really. Maybe never. Maybe once. I don't remember. Because yeah, I mean, he usually goes to the Titans or the Giants.
Yeah.
Usually those two teams,
We
really. I
talked
think.
about
I
the
don't know if we
Browns too. I think too at one point. I think there was one point that he got there that we
probably.
talked about him. Um,
Yeah. But
Chiefs are a weird
all
one,
right,
man.
make me sad. Oh, one thing I didn't say because I those two needs are just huge, and I think that's probably one of the directions that they go. But like another way that I could see that is kind of like it's not talked about as much, and especially this player this high. And I know I was just talking about it, but like I just think Messidor is such a perfect Cam Jordan replacement that if
Mm-hmm.
they went that route, I could see them doing that. Like I could so see them. Obviously, Bane like they would like Bane too. And I think Bane, if he's here, they would like that. But Messidor is very similar in size and like and the way that he rushes and like defends the run. It's very Cam Jordan esque to me. So I could definitely see that if that's who
Mm-hmm.
they just fall in love with and they want to draft,
I get
even
that
if
for
he's
sure.
older.
Yep.
But anyways,
I mean, not as old as Cam Jordan.
back to the
Smile.
Chiefs. Well, sure. He's gonna be a Bronco anyway, so you heard it here
Um,
first.
I mean, if Tate was here, you know it was going to be the pick, but he's not. So, uh, I mean,
They're gonna take Tina Man just to piss me off.
if there was another edge rusher here, I think that that's in the conversation. I don't hate Dieneman. I mean, I've given them downs a handful of time. I don't think they're that different, so there's an argument to be made. Um,
It would piss me off.
I still think they could take Sadiq, dude. I know that it's not necessarily a Chiefs type of tight end, but
I could see him
he's a
doing it.
willing
I could see him doing
blocker, which Kelsey was a willing blocker. He's got athleticism. He has a lot going for him. I will never understand the Noah Gray hype. He signed, I feel like, 2 or 3 now extensions with the Chiefs for some reason, and I don't think he's all that. And then after that, there's nothing. So Kelsey's gonna retire after the season, I would have to imagine. And as you keep getting up there in age, it's harder and harder to stay on the field. He takes hits too. Um, so, you know, um, but the biggest thing when I'm looking at all this is, I know that, both of us liked Wanya a decent amount coming out, but he hasn't really done much to play up to his potential. Jalen Moore is your starting right tackle. I don't love that for them. Simmons played okay.
I do.
Well, I know you do, because you like being able to blow him up. But with Francis on the board here, it's really, really tough for me to not take him.
Yeah.
I want to take Sadiq so I can do something a little bit more outside the box. But, I mean, I'm taking Mawanoa. I think if he gets to pick number 10, I'd be shocked. Maybe not shocked, but I'd at least be very surprised. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, I was considering. I was sitting here thinking, I was like, if this happened this way, and I don't know if they would even trade it, but like the Rams might be calling too, like, hey, we'll go take Francis from you. Like, if you don't want to pick him, you see them moving up a few picks here. If they like loved him, because I'm pretty sure they need right tackle, right? It's not left, yeah,
because Rob Havenstein retired.
Yeah.
I mean, frankly, I still think they could use left, but we don't need to have that conversation now.
Well, Sean likes Alaric Jackson enough, I guess. Yeah, I guess I trust Sean McVay more than I trust myself. So, at least with football.
Well, yeah.
But, all right, Bengals. Another team that can take Dylan Thieneman. I've seen that a couple times, and I might have done that once. I don't remember. Maybe that's just on my own.
I don't remember.
Man, did they take Vega?
They could.
Dylan Fairchild.
They lost Volson.
Dude, you can't go in with just Dylan Fairchild on left guard. Reisner's probably going to play right, but, like, they don't like Ted Karras. I could, like, low-key see them taking Spencer Fano and playing him at our center, like everybody keeps saying that he might be a better center than anything. I know, obviously, they need defensive help.
Yeah, but they picked up Mafe, they picked up John. This is what we talked about last week. Allen, Mafe, and Brian Cook, like, you don't necessarily have...
It's not as dire. I still think, like,
there's no wide open gaping holes anymore, I guess is my point. There's positions of not strength, for sure, but...
You need Shamar Stewart to come
take
out.
A big step.
Him or Myles Murphy need to be really good. Hopefully both for them, but yeah, that's a good point. Like, it's not like super dire. I still think, I mean, I guess they're okay at corner. I guess Josh Newton too is like depth. I'm gonna take Vega. I think I'm gonna take Vega. I think just protecting Burrow, man, just got to do it. And like, he's an upgrade no matter where you put him. Whatever guard spot, even over Reisner. I mean, obviously, maybe not day one, maybe day one. I think Reisner's a little underrated. I think he's a solid, like, average starter. Like,
I also wouldn't hate Reisner being your left guard, and you move like Cody Ford to me feels like one of those flex kind of guys where he could play guard or tackle.
Well, Reisner also played tackle a little bit in college, and then he played. I think he played left guard for us for a while. So, like, I know he could play both. But yeah, I'm gonna give him Vega. I just think dude's a freak, and they need guys like that protecting Joe. And the Dolphins are gonna cry because I'm sure they wanted Vega so much.
Yeah, I was just gonna have that whole conversation. But I've done that a lot too, so I might not have,
Same.
just for
I
the
did it
sake of
last
doing
week.
it
I did it
differently.
last week. Yeah.
Um,
The Dolphins now can go so many directions. Their roster shit.
Dude, I keep seeing the Steelers winding up with Vega at their pick without having to move up for him.
I just
I
can't
just
see
can't
it.
fathom
That would be
that.
awesome.
Dude,
No,
I'd be
that
over the
would.
moon. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that would be crazy if you fell that far.
But like, I can't see it happening.
No,
I
you guys have to trade up, I think.
Yeah, I mean,
And if you fell that far, then I guess kudos to the Steelers. But
right. But like, it's also people that I trust. Like I've seen Jeremiah do it at least once, if not twice. Like,
it's just because it's guard, right? Like it's very unpredictable
yeah,
when the
I
guards are
get
going to
it.
be
I get it.
taken.
Trust me, I get it. I
But
understand why.
but think about this: how much money guards are making now? Like
Mhm.
it's becoming a more premium position, just based and to have a cost-controlled rookie. And I know it's not extremely cheap because it's a first-round pick, but compared to what they're making, like average guards are just they're making so much money
Mhm.
that it's that in itself makes it premium almost to be getting one that's cost controlled for up to 5 years. Like that. So to me, it's kind of goes both ways. Like I understand it's not a
Yeah.
tackle, but the way a lot of these like run schemes are, and even like pass protection, like guards are becoming way more important, especially with how like athletic and like big and strong some of these like defensive linemen are now. Like having an inside pressure is harder to deal with, especially if you have a
Mhm.
non-athletic quarterback. It's harder to deal with than some like an outside pressure because you can kind of roll the pocket a little bit and step up into the pocket, but you
Mhm.
can't step up into the pocket if your guard's not pass protecting well enough. So yeah, it's crazy to me that some people are like, oh well, guard's not that important, but dude, I think it's almost as important to some schemes. I think it's more important than tackle, depending
Mhm.
on what scheme you run. So, but yeah,
Mhm.
just want to throw that out there. I
It's
if
less
you guys
important than
get
Madden,
Vega,
so you know.
well, true, that's all that matters. If you guys
Exactly.
get Vega, I'll be happy for you, but also pissed off at
Yeah, I
the
get that.
NFL.
I get that. I mean,
I'd be very happy
that's
for
kind of
you
how I
though.
feel about Kenyon Sadiq to the Broncos, or did before he tested
Yeah,
off
well
the
now,
charts. But I've still seen that happening too. That's the other thing. Like,
well
and
now it won't happen because we don't have a first round pick.
well, that's true. I guess that's a fair point. I guess I
I
should
gotta
shut up. I forgot about that.
I gotta watch Jalen Waddle highlights now on the day one of the draft, I
Yeah,
guess,
you know.
which I am happy about. But
Yeah, I would be very happy about that. Oh no, my steak
speaking of
is
Jalen Waddle,
too juicy.
yeah,
My lobster's too buttery. I mean, Tutu Atwell and Jalen Tolbert obviously solve your wide receiver issue after trading Jalen Waddle. So you don't need to worry about that at all here. Tight end is covered with Greg Dulcich. You don't need to consider that. Jamari Sawyer is obviously one of the better, most premium guards in the league. So you don't need to worry about that. He's definitely also not on like a 1 year deal. This is a dumpster fire team.
HM might be the only position, like running back might be the only position you can upgrade.
I would argue at this
Like
point you probably
actually,
can't upgrade on quarterback either, but that's
well, you
also
shouldn't. Well,
right.
okay, I'm not gonna have that conversation. I think there's Oral Ty Simpson's better, but I know what you mean. Yes, like that's not what they should be doing.
Right. Um,
But
I
yeah,
would argue that there's 6 players on this team that are not immediately upgradable
center,
right now.
center's good.
Center, I like Aaron
Aaron Brewer's
Brewer.
good. Yes,
Achan, I
he's
think
good.
that Willis, again, we can have that conversation, but you're not doing it, so I'm going to include him on my list of 6. To me, Chop Robinson, Kenneth Grant, and Jordan Brooks. I guess Zach Seiler should probably be in that conversation, but I'm not going to include him in this conversation for this
Yeah, but
currently.
you could also still add edge and defensive tackle.
100%.
Like not, you know what I
100%.
mean?
And that's the whole thing. There's multiple of these positions on the field. So, but those are like the 6 starters to me
Sure.
that like I'm not at risk of saying, okay, I can upgrade on these guys. Again, we talked about they like Patrick Paul. I think they like Jonah decently. I think they like
Patrick
Austin
Paul had a
Jackson.
really good year.
He had a
If
phenomenal
you
year, honestly.
and according to Kyle Krabs, who I trust his opinion on the Dolphins because he's like fully tuned in. That yeah, I think he was told or he heard that Patrick Paul was like when John Eric Sullivan, who's the GM, was talking about like players. He named like five. I don't remember exactly which five, but like five guys that they were
Yes.
going to build
Building
around.
around.
I think Waddle was one, but
I know
the other ones
Achan
were
was.
H.M. Brewer, and then Patrick Paul was one, and I feel like one was Kenneth Grant, but I'm not 100% sure. But still, yeah,
I
like
thought Jordan
Paul
Brooks was the other one, but I could be wrong about that.
Brooks probably was. Yeah, I think it was Brooks. I, I'm pretty sure it was. But yeah,
Um,
so anyways, they could go so many directions that I would be like, yeah, I could see that.
yeah. But Darrell Baker, Storm Duck, Jason Marshall, Juju Brents, Marco
It's
Wilson. We talk
bad,
about this
dude.
every week, man.
It's
It's
so
so bad.
bad. So bad.
Like,
It might be one of the worst corner rooms. Their wide receiver and corner room, those two groups together are just some of the worst I've ever seen. And
and,
I know there's a
and
whole
I
off
and I
season
don't
left,
disagree
but
with that, but like on paper, Tolbert Atwell and Malik Washington and I guess Terrace
sure,
Marshall are
better than the corners. Sure,
significantly better to me
sure.
than the corners, and that's
And
bad. It's bad. It's
they're
a
gonna
bad
do
room, but it's significantly better than the corners. Like, what is that
sure.
telling me about the situation?
They're gonna do the Packers thing, and they're gonna take two guys on day two. Honestly, because they have
Probably,
so many picks. They're
probably,
probably gonna
but
take two
I
guys.
will say this: I think that at pick 30, where they traded with the Broncos, I think I'm gonna wind up
Well,
trying to
sure,
talk you into a wide
they're
receiver there because
probably
there's so
two
many
as well.
guys in
But
that
like,
range. But at this pick, I'm taking Delane. I know we've bounced back and forth between him and McCoy a couple times. I
I
just
think
think
Delano will
that
probably go first.
it's very
But
possible, and there's a chance that McCoy winds up being better. It comes down to a lot of injury questions at the end of the day, and some
yeah,
uncertainty. I think with how bad this roster is, you need security, um, and identifying that in a guy like Delane. They both have high upside.
it can go both
They
ways.
both have to me still a fairly high floor too. I get
Yeah,
that the
I
floor is
mean,
well if he never plays then he can't be very good. I get that I do fundamentally, but um,
well,
you
even
don't have the
McCoy, like,
luxury of sitting here and saying oh you kind of actually do. I guess it's a bad argument. You have the luxury of waiting 2 years because your team's gonna suck next year, but
that was my point was going to be. Yeah,
but you know
but
you also
I mean, I think
don't
they
want
just
to
take
get
the guy that
dog
like the
walked
best.
all the time. So
And from what I've heard, like, I don't think people are worried about the injury. But like, it's not like McCoy's been injury prone, and
no,
it's been over a year. Like, this happened like over a year ago,
hmm
so he should be fine. But there is always the question, like, did he lose some athleticism with that type of
did you
injury?
lose a step?
Because it happens.
Correct.
Sure, because it does
And
happen
not seeing
a
him at
lot.
all this last year makes it tough. Like
Yeah,
even if he played
for
poorly,
sure. Yeah,
coming back from the injury, you get that, but at
I
least you
think
can see something on tape where you get a feel for what they're gonna have.
right, right. Well, he probably made a smart business move there because if he did come back and look bad, and
Correct.
like he wasn't ready yet, it probably would have hurt his draft stock even more. So I totally get it, even
hmm
as someone who wanted to see him
hmm
as a Tennessee fan. But I totally understand why he didn't, especially when the injury happened. It was kind of like if he came back, it wasn't going to be till like in the middle of the season,
hmm
and yeah, it just again I just don't blame him. Especially he was planning on going to the draft. Like let's go play like 2 games and possibly get hurt again.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Hundred
And then
percent.
you're just then you're not getting drafted maybe at all, or
Right.
not till like the
The
day
fourth or
3.
fifth
So
round. Yeah.
right. But yeah. So the Cowgirls are on the clock here. Hmm. Let me peek at their depth chart so I can refresh myself on what they've done. They have not added a corner, I don't believe. Oh, they added Kobe Durant. The GOAT PJ Locke. Jalen Thompson. They probably won't be taking safety first round because they had 2. Blake Hooker, I think, is good enough. I wouldn't hate them going like Dieneman, but they're not going to do that. I mean, obviously, I think he'd be their best safety. I just don't think they would do it. Trying to be a little predictive.
Yeah. Sorry, I just got a push alert from ESPN about the whole Mark Davis selling a team thing.
Oh, they're gonna sell it to Brady.
No, there's a Silver Lake co-CEO that's
Oh,
buying like 7% or something like that, and I guess they're also voting on a succession plan where if and when he decides to sell the team or his heirs, that this guy would have the ability to buy it, but then they would have to re-vote on it then. And I'm like, well, what's the fucking point then? And the whole article says Davis doesn't want to sell the team. Then why are we having this conversation?
yeah, it's silly.
Like, that's like me saying, me and my wife are having conversations about what to eat for dinner on Saturday, but we both reserve the right to change our minds, and we're going to have to discuss it again then and see if that's even still an option. Like, what are we doing?
Stupid.
Anyway, sorry.
Very stupid.
Sorry.
No.
I
It's
kind
fine.
of tuned out what you were talking about.
No, I'm just trying to figure out what I want to do with the Cowboys because, like,
There's a
I was
lot of
just
things
saying,
that
like,
I know what I would do if
who,
I was you,
like
but
who they've added, and I was sitting there, I was like, oh, well, they've added 2 safeties. I doubt that they would take Dieneman, even though I would like to
that's
see him
actually
on
what I
this
was
team.
going
I
to
think,
say.
yeah, but I mean, they and I know these aren't like elite guys, but Jalen Thompson, PJ Locke, like they just signed these guys, and they already have Malik Hooker. Like, in like what I said was like I think Dieneman obviously could be the best safety in the room.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm being somewhat predictive, I don't think that's the route that the Cowboys would go. They're not taking a
That's
safety top
a
12.
fair
They just
point.
don't. They just don't do that.
It's a
As much
fair
as I
point.
think that they could or should. Same with like Jermon McCoy. I know they signed Kobe Durant. Like I kind of don't see. I actually, man,
I also don't think you can take Revel and then follow that up with. I know that
sure.
it's a different. I get that it's a different conversation,
One
but
had a like an elite season. Revel never did. He was just like a tradesy guy. You know what I mean? At a small
he
school,
looks
so it's
so good,
definitely
dude.
different.
He looked so good before the
Um,
injury.
yeah,
The injury actually devastated me. I was so high on him.
I remember. Yeah. And like I don't think they're gonna necessarily do this, but Messidor feels like a Cowboys. I know they've added guys in the defensive line,
I mean, yeah, he does because he feels
but
like
like
Rashawn Gary.
but well, I think he's better. I think he's way better than Rashawn Gary.
Okay, let
But
me
yeah,
rephrase.
like
I like Rashawn Gary as a prospect a
type.
lot. Yes.
Sure. Yeah. But like, look, this is their edges. They don't have depth.
Yep.
They have nobody, dude. They have
They have
James
James
Houston.
Houston, bro. That's like
Dude,
that's 10 sack James Houston to you, or whatever the hell he had with
they
the
still need
Lions
an
that one
edge, and I
season.
think is Gary on a like one. No, they signed him a couple
No, they
years
signed
ago.
him
He
with
was
a
a
like
couple.
4-year deal. I thought.
Yeah, but
I thought they signed an extension with him. Hold on.
Ogo Benito. No, yeah, probably.
I guess not. Just a restructured 2-year, $32 million deal. So I guess not.
I was gonna go wide receiver just because. Again, the whole Pickens thing, it gives you flexibility. You don't have to sign with a long term deal. I don't think they're gonna want to. I wouldn't want to invest unless he just cleans up his like there's just it's hard to
Hmm.
trust someone like him. You don't want to pay him all that money, and then
Someone
like
like him,
him
huh?
just stop carry. Yeah, I know
Hmm.
how that sounded. Someone that doesn't. Someone that is a me player, not a
You
team
don't
player.
want to sign Antonio Brown to a 10-year deal.
No, not really.
Oh.
Not really. So like taking Lemon or Tyson here, they want to work in that like 11 personnel a lot of the time. They want to spread the ball around. Dak is at his best when he can do that. So like having another guy, and I mean, and sure, then you have 3 guys right now that are good this year, and your offense is probably going to be awesome if you do that.
Yeah, but I think you can just wait and take Zachariah Branch later to give you Cavante Turpin 2.0,
Yeah, but see that does
Jalen Tolbert
that doesn't help
2.0.
whenever Pickens leaves because I just can't fathom them paying him and then also paying Lamb and then Dak like it's the Bengals thing,
Mm-hmm.
which can work if you draft well.
It's funny because I almost made a
Um,
comment about the Bengals signing Pickens next year, but I didn't.
Pickens is gonna if he has another really good year, he's gonna make a good amount of money. But like, because some team's gonna be desperate that just doesn't care that he's a knucklehead half the time.
The
They just want
Eagles.
maybe, yeah, but I'm just gonna trust my gut and I'm gonna take Messidor because I think they need edge and he feels like a
I like
cowboy
that.
to me
I
if
like
he's
that.
there.
Something different. I don't think we've done that yet, which is not a
No, this
bad
is probably
thing.
the
I like
highest.
that.
This is probably the highest he's gone. Yeah.
Um, this also leaves the door open for me to still take a tackle here, which again, that's not something that would have even
Hmm.
been in consideration for the Cowboys. I mean, that's not
Right.
even a conversation worth starting to have.
Sure. I just noticed that there's an undo pick button now.
Is there?
Yeah. Next
Where?
to settings.
Oh shit!
That's awesome.
How about that?
I know.
It only
You
took
met,
6 years.
so when I fat finger T.J. Parker to the Broncos, I can read through it.
I can't tell if it's just my eyes, but I also feel like my mouse has been super laggy on the screen.
Like on the
And I
stream.
don't know, just no, like on my actual, like I'm looking at the screen, it feels like my mouse is moving
Oh.
weird. Anyway, it doesn't
I don't
matter.
know.
This is a stupid conversation to be having right now. Uh, I think Fano is the guy. If the Rams hadn't traded their first, I would have considered passing up on tackle here because I think they could have gotten a guy like a Blake Miller with their next first pick.
Are they? You don't think they should take Blake Miller here?
There's an argument, but
No, I get it. I don't know who's going to go first.
I don't
If I had to
either.
guess,
It's
it would be
tough.
Spencer Fano probably, just because
Fano
I
has
think
more
someone could.
flex and versatility, and I could see McVay liking
Yeah.
that. I could also see McVay saying, this team is on the doorstep right now. Like, why would we mess with that and take a guy just for the sake of having a guy? I don't know. It's
I think they're going to want to trade out of this pick still. I just said that last week.
I can see
They're
that
going to
too.
want to
I
add
can
more
see
picks.
that.
It's, like, especially if they're having
We
this
haven't had a
conversation.
trade
Oh,
yet, so okay. So
we
let's
like
talk about
Fano.
that. So what would the Ravens
We like
want to
these
do
wide
with this pick?
receivers.
The Ravens could go wide receiver. They could go Sadiq.
Someone would be moving up
They could
for a
go
wide
Thieneman
receiver or
because it's the
Sadiq.
Ravens and they're a bunch of fucking assholes.
Steelers move up and take a wide receiver. Yeah, I mean, who? Wait, I might team. Check something. No, never mind. They signed Cade Mays too. I was gonna say the Lions, because if you get Fano, he could play center or tackle. But they still could for tackle, so that doesn't defeat my point.
That brings another point to my radar. The Panthers lost Cade Mays.
Ooh.
They have Taylor Moton at right tackle. Yeah. They have Luke Fortner at center. Icky is hurt. They just signed Rasheed Walker. I don't hate that. Of course, they don't want to trade for this pick, according to Dogshit FF.
I wonder if, like, I'm trying to think. Panthers usually trade.
I mean, yeah.
Trade.
Bryce Young.
Well, I guess that's fair. I guess I meant like during the draft.
I know, but
yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, I can see it. I can definitely see it.
Pick 19, 51, and 158 for 13, 61, and 232. That doesn't feel like enough. 1951, 119 for 1361 and 232. Fuck it. Doesn't need to be right. It just has to get us somewhere. And then I'm taking Fano.
That upsets me.
Sorry.
I'm just gonna take him for the Ravens. Replace Linderbaum.
They have a replacement on their roster already. They don't need to worry about it. They have.
Would have been a good pick for. That would have been a really good pick for them. Wait, so sorry. Did you give the Panthers second?
Yes, and I got the Rams second back, and then some later picks. It doesn't matter.
Okay, just want to make sure that for the second round sake, at least that I have it right.
Right. Yeah, the Ravens have Corey Bullock, bro. What do you need a center for?
Yep. And now I gotta actually pull their depth chart because I was like, sure, this is what I was doing. Shouldn't have said anything about a trade. I effed myself. Did I just take wide receiver for him again? Probably. Probably what I just do. Don't necessarily need. Could use it already. Imagine this. Take Dylan Thieneman.
That's what I
Starks,
said
Kyle
too.
Hamilton. Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I missed that.
I said, who's coming up to trade? Like, who's trading up here? What are they trying to get? And I said,
I do
Thieneman,
remember
because
that.
the Ravens
Yeah.
are a bunch of assholes.
Yeah, I remember you saying that now.
Definitely not
as someone who
McCoy, because
wants,
they'll probably fail his physical.
as someone who wants Jordan Tyson to be good in the NFL, don't want him to go there because they're just gonna ruin him. He's not gonna be a fantasy.
Well, they can't
asset.
take him. He has injury problems. They'll fail his physical.
Eesh.
It's not like Trey Hendrickson also had issues with some stuff health-wise last season, you know?
Mhm.
They're definitely a very responsible team, and they definitely looked at the doctor's notes and definitely trust the Cowboys' doctors, you know?
Kenyon Sadiq, you are a Raven.
I did that last week, too.
Did you?
Yeah, I did. But so that's fine with me. I saw a bunch of Ravens fans that were pissed off about it, so it made me even happier. I actually really like it for him, too. I don't know why they'd be pissed off about it. They were pissed off because
they pissed with Lamar.
They were pissed off because Mark Andrews and Kenyon Sadiq is not better in their mind than Isaiah Likely and Charlie Kohler, which I think is delusional at best. But you know,
I mean,
Ravens
you don't
fans
have the
for
run
him.
blocking of Kohler, but
No, but Kenyon Sadiq is a willing and able blocker, and
yeah,
Andrews,
but
when he's on the
I also
field,
think
offers you
I mean,
more upside than either of the two from a receiving
those two tight
perspective.
ends are way better for sure. I just think Kolar is probably a top 3 blocking tight end in the NFL.
Yeah,
so
I
I
mean-
mean, you're losing that, but besides that,
Sure, but there's
yeah.
also like 17 of them in
No
this
reason-
draft class.
no reason to be mad about
Right.
getting Sadiq at 14. Like that's silly. But
Yeah, but you know,
whatever.
here we
Can't
are.
please everybody.
You know, can't please everybody, and frankly, I don't care to please them to begin with.
That's fair.
The Buccaneers could use a wide receiver probably after losing Mike Evans. You know, it's not like they had 6 in the last 3 years.
CJ Allen, you are a Buck. There's a couple ways I can. I mean, yeah, they obviously need edge.
I'm getting
I think
into the
edge and line. Ooh,
Tyke Smith doesn't really move a needle for me. I still like Antoine Winfield a good
probably not.
amount, but they don't have anything else really at safety. Zion McCollum, I think, played decent. Benjamin Morrison, I still like. I don't think he had a great year, but I like him. And Jacob Parrish played really well for him. So if you can give them support with Thieneman instead of Tyke Smith, I like that a lot as a secondary. Smith could still be on the field on a rotational basis as needed too, and all that. But adding Ashawn Robinson, adding Al-Qadim Muhammad, adding Alex Anzalone, just the entire Detroit Lions defense, I guess, really, takes some pressure off and makes it feel less vital that I take somebody in those positions. Dennis, I don't think has played great to this point, so I still do think that linebacker could be a need, and I wouldn't hate CJ Allen for him. Cansey, I think, has played less good than I would have hoped to this point because I was super high on him. I was really happy here. I drafted as high as he did. Yaya Diaby, I think, has played pretty decent. Vita Vea is obviously Vita Vea. And I forget what contracts they gave out to Muhammad and Robinson and Anzalone. I think that they were 1 to 2 year deals, so again, that's not going to stop you from doing anything. But offensively, you know, I feel decent about where they are with most of their weapons. I don't love Kate Otten, as we've talked about 47,000 times. But I also can't really see me pushing to replace him, especially not after Sadiq just went. And even if Sadiq was here, it doesn't really feel like a Buccaneers tight end. So yeah, I'm gonna give him Thielen.
I don't
I
know.
think it's something different.
Zach Robinson did pretty well with Kyle Pitts.
That's true. That's true. That's a good point.
I know, kind of forget he's the offense coordinator. I just
I
thought
did
about that in the
too.
back of my head. Kind of forgot, but yeah. No, I mean obviously he's one of my favorite players. Thielen is one of my favorite players in the class, so I'm not gonna get mad at anybody taking him, except for the Chiefs or the Raiders and the Chargers. All right, Jess, we gave Reese to. I think I said this a few weeks ago, and I know it was like stupid, but like I still think this is the first talking point of Ty Simpson.
Mm-hmm. I don't
Just
disagree with
because
you. I think if they're taking Ty Simpson, they still would probably want to trade back a handful of picks here.
maybe it it's like it's hard because if they actually have fallen in love with him versus like just kind of liking him,
Mm-hmm.
yes. If they've fallen in love with him, I don't think they'll risk it because they have a decent amount of picks. They pick at 33. They
Right.
pick at 44. Like if he's here, and with like there's still good players on the board here. Like there's going to be a slight teardrop down to 33
That's
probably.
fair. And maybe
But
maybe it's a spicy kind of a trade where they would be moving back from 16 with a team like, I don't know,
I just think they'd have to be
a
afraid a
team like
little
the
bit of
Cowboys,
like
and they're adding Pickens in the deal and doing some like shenaniganery with that kind of, you know what I mean, like
sure.
a
Yeah,
weird.
yeah. I could see it. I just think like they have to be somewhat afraid of the Rams. I still think the Cardinals is an insanely good fit for Ty Simpson if they want to move up a little bit. You got to be afraid of something like that moving up. The Browns obviously could still. I mean, that's 24. You probably wouldn't want to move behind the Browns, and they could still move up too. So
Yeah,
I don't know
but
that I'm
Todd
going to do
Monken
it.
loves Shador.
He also loves Ty Simpson,
Mm,
apparently.
interesting.
I don't know how much he actually loves Shador. I don't know that I buy that
Interesting.
fully. Obviously McCoy's still here. We've done that a bunch of
I mean,
times.
he kissed him on the lips in his first interview with him, so there's that. It definitely wasn't AI.
Oh man, I hope it was.
You know, if it was AI or was real.
It was AI. I don't want that to be real. Jarvis Brownlee, they added Nashawn Wright, Isaiah Thomas. They have still. The corner room is like better, I guess, with getting right. And I know Minka's safety, so that's not help. That helps a little bit too in the secondary. Oh, do they take one of these wide receivers to pair with Garrett Wilson? I can see that. I could definitely see them doing that. I can see if Tyson graded out well for them. I know people are like, "Oh, he's similar to Garrett Wilson." I don't necessarily think so. I think he's little. I think Garrett Wilson is physical for like he's not. He's
I
like
don't
6
think
foot.
it's a great
He's physical
comp.
for his size, but they do some of the stuff similar for
Yeah.
sure. Like they're both good route runners. Like they both, um, like at the catch point. I actually think Garrett Wilson might be more consistent even at jump balls than Ty or than
Tyson.
Jordan Tyson. Even
I would hope
Tyson's
he's more
bigger. I think
consistent
Garrett.
than Ty Simpson at jump balls,
Yeah,
personally.
I know.
It'd be concerning
This
to
is a
me.
tough pick because I think that they could go a lot of ways with how the board fell, and I would like it. So I'm trying to think of what they would want to do. I think they probably want to see, but like part of me wants to just like, oh, they want to build the defense up, but like the offense, like they have some good players, but the offensive line I think is in a pretty good spot.
Did you talk about McCoy already?
Yeah, that was the first thing.
Okay.
I mean, we've done that or delay like him or Delane has fallen here, and we do it a lot, and like I
We've
would
done
totally
Delaney a
get it.
handful of times for sure.
We totally get it. Like totally get it. Like I think that's what I would want to do. I'm just trying to think if that like is that what they would want to do because I know I'm pretty certain that they like Jarvis Brownlee at nickel, and then I just think Brandon Stevens obviously is upgradable. I like Nation Wright enough. I Azariah Thomas, I think, could still develop into one of your like outside corners for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Um, he's still young, but he was a rookie last year. No, it was either last year or the year before. I think it was last
I'm
year.
pretty sure it was last year.
I get it mixed up a little bit, but um, it's so tough. I think I like the receivers enough. I keep saying that, but like I don't know that they would go a wide receiver, so I'm probably just gonna give them McCoy and move on. But I just, it's tough because I could see Ty Simpson and I could see one of these wide receivers too, but I'm gonna give him McCoy just because you want to get the Sauce replacement in some way, and I know this is the pick, one of the picks you got back for him. So, um, I think if McCoy's healthy, you can get very similar play to
Mm-hmm.
Sauce from McCoy, and you're getting him at a discount too. So
Yeah, I
you don't
like
have to
that.
pay him, but
I
yeah.
like that.
So we'll go McCoy.
Um, I mean, you already know what I'm going to do here. I think we've done this now the last like 2 or 3 weeks. With Taylor Decker, you know, he did retire, right? I didn't make that up. Yeah, okay. Giovanni Manu is currently your starting left tackle. I think we did this actually before Decker retired, but now he has officially retired. And Monroe Freeling just feels like a Dan Campbell guy. And I like the fit way too much for me to not do it. Fuck the Browns. Dan Campbell's hooked on a Freeling. But I guess, we could give them a couple other pieces. Wide receiver, I personally think with the haul that just got given up for Waddle, I think that there's a world that they could look to trade Jameson Williams. I'm not saying that they would do it. It's tough to kind of have that conversation when you've already traded David Montgomery, and you have to deal with the potential of losing more offensive pieces, um, at skill positions specifically. But it's not a horrible thought. Tesla is there, Amon-Ra is there, and if you want to just have Junior Amon-Ra, then Makai Lemon, another USC receiver who shifty, slot type thing. Obviously, Amon-Ra is a bigger slot, I think, than Lemon is height wise, but they do a lot of stuff similar, and I think it could be a fun pick. Um, they could still go cornerback here. They could still go. Safety is a tough one. They probably don't just because they have Branch and Joseph. But if Branch winds up playing in the slot, because currently Roger McCreary on this depth chart is their leading slot guy, and I think he's fine. I don't think he's great. So maybe Branch still plays slot. At which point, sure, Emmanuel McNeil Warren would be kind of fun in that defense as well. Linebacker Malcolm Rodriguez is solid. Derek Barnes is solid. I don't think either of them would stop you from taking C.J. Allen. And having them to pair up with Jack Campbell, I think, looks really, really good on paper. We haven't had a defensive lineman go yet, which is an interesting talking point. Obviously, you have Tyreek and Ali McNeil, who both do different things but have played pretty well for you. If Messidor was still here, I think that's heavily in the mix because I think he's just a mauling kind of edge. Other edge rushers that are here, we're kind of at the point where I don't really love too many more of these guys as first round guys. They could. Howell, Falk, Parker, Zion Young, even R. Mason Thomas, I think you could start having conversations about. It just feels early to me. If they are first round picks, I'm thinking they're towards the latter half, but we've talked about it how many times. This draft class is weird, man. Like, there's going to be guys who go earlier than you expect. There's guys that are going to go later than you expect. it's just kind of a balancing act of trying to figure out, what it is that you're going to be looking at. But there, to me, is not another left tackle on the board. And we talked about this earlier um, when we were looking at Freeling to the Browns potentially at 6. There really is not another left tackle on this board that I love. I mean, Caleb Lomu is probably the next one. Blake Miller's right tackle, Proctor's right tackle, Max Iheanacho's right tackle. That's not to say that any of those guys couldn't play left tackle, but they haven't to this point, where at least Lomu has. So you're taking a risk. Obviously, you probably had these guys in for workouts. You probably had them do some stuff, and if their movements are not super rigid and they're still fluid at left tackle, you feel confident that they would be able to pick it up between the ears. That's a big part of it. There's a mental shift that you have to kind of get over, arguably more so than the physical side of things. It's a mental adjustment, and that was something where with the Steelers you saw that. Roderick Jones was a left tackle in college. We stuck him at right tackle so that we could play Dan Moore at left, and it just never really worked. He couldn't make that mental adjustment. Hello, welcome back.
Sorry about that. Had a not emergency, but
it's all good.
Kind of.
It's all good.
The fire alarm in the house was going off and it would not stop.
Oh damn! It would take
forever. Yeah. So I wanted to make sure there actually wasn't a fire.
Yeah, no, that's a fair.
We're point. All good.
It's good.
We're all good.
Glad to hear that.
Yeah. Sounds like you're talking about Steelers.
Well, I was just riffing for the last 10 minutes about what the Lions could have done other than Monroe Freeling, because I picked him pretty quick.
Gotcha. Freeling. Okay.
So I was talking about that he's the left tackle, and so that's basically
all right, it. Freeling. Yeah. Ass kicker for Dan Campbell. All right, we go Freeling. Vikings. Not going to do my thing here. Not going to do it.
Which thing? McNeil Warren?
McNeil Warren, and I'm going to do something different.
Kai Lemon. To play running back. Who says no?
Hopefully the Vikings.
I'm
trying to think, they're another team that I think probably wants to trade because they don't have a lot of picks.
Mm-hmm.
And there's not someone here that's just screaming at me besides McNeil Warren for them specifically. I can see them go wide receiver a little bit. The way that they want to run. I mean, if I'm going to make that case for the Rams, which I have many times, why not for the Vikings? They could trade Addison. He's had some, not horrible off the field, but some kind of, do we want to give this guy money? He kind of makes bad decisions. So, I wouldn't hate that.
I did also talk about that. I said that I could see the Lions trading Jameson after watching Waddle get traded for the trade haul that he got. You have Tesla there. You have other pieces. There's a world, I think. It's tough because this wide receiver class looks decent, but, after we get through the first round's worth of wide receivers, or even, a team that missed their chance here in the first or had another position that they liked better, I think that there's a world where we could see that happen, in which case I talked about Lemon because, you just take two versions of Amon-Ra.
I'm going to have the Chiefs trade up.
Ooh. From which pick?
29.
Oh, right.
They're going to give 29.
They really could. It's stupid.
Well, I mean, they
could trade.
They could from 40 and then trade a pick next year.
In my mind, the Chiefs were not ass this year because I'm just used to them not being ass, but they were ass this year.
Sure. 29-70. I don't think they. I mean, maybe they do 29. Maybe they do a pick swap. They do 29-40 for 18-49, and then they give something else. I mean, that 9 pick swap in the second round isn't nearly as much as from 18 to 29. So they'd have to give at least, I don't know. This class is so weird
I think it's more
that,
likely that it would be something like 29, 74 for 18
well,
and
that's
97.
if they did 74, I don't think they'd be getting 97 back.
I'm saying the
Because
Chiefs
that's
would throw another pick on top, like 148
oh
or something like that.
yeah, which I guess doesn't matter for this. It only matters if we're moving the seconds at all,
Right.
which I guess that's what just for the fun of it for the draft, do the 40 and 49 swap just to do it.
Okay.
Because I think that could be included in the trade. I just all the little aspects of it after we're not going to sit here and
Yeah, I'm just going to give the entire Chiefs the
do
rest
that.
of their class since it makes no difference for this exercise.
Yeah,
Because it's funny.
and I'm going to give the Chiefs as much as it's like, oh, give them a Kai Lemon. I think Jordan Tyson is more Rashee
Yeah,
Rice
dude.
light. So, and I would hate this so much, but it spoke to me, and I'm going to do it. And then they could not re-sign Rice. Like he might not play in the NFL if he keeps doing. Like I have no idea.
Mm-hmm.
So, give him Tyson. I think it's a better version of Rashee Rice if we're being honest. If he's healthy, so it would be kind of gross, and I hate it. But
I agree.
go get him. And I know you haven't been doing this, but I keep taking Tyson to the Rams, and now obviously they can't take him. I don't know if they would have, but the GOAT Blake Miller's still here, so.
Yeah, but also Makai Lemon is talking to me.
I also understand that one.
You know?
I do. Definitely understand it. CJ Allen I could see too.
Yeah, I'm giving him Blake Miller.
Yeah, I think you kind of have to. Especially, I mean, we traded down.
Correct. I traded
that
down
kind
to
of
make
thought.
it more reasonable for them to be drafting him, and he's still here, so.
Right. Cowboys, they took Messidor. Lemon's still on the board.
Dude.
Oh.
So is McNeil Warren, so is CJ
I know.
Allen. They
I'm
lost Logan Wilson to retirement.
Oh, that's true.
Their linebackers are bad, dude. Overshown, I love, but he can't stay healthy. Shamar James is, I know nothing about him. Justin Barron, like, that's it. By the way, those are their 3 linebackers on their roster. Like, they have to go linebacker.
I think
Maybe
I'm
not with
this
pick,
this,
but
in real life, I think they would want to move down because they don't pick again until 90.
Yeah.
92. I mean, I guess I could look and like who wants Lemon here.
Steelers will give them their own third back for CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah.
You know.
Like, do the Browns make that move to get in front of their rivals and the Steelers who might take them? I could see it. I could definitely see it. And that makes you sad if that's who you're going to take.
I mean, is it within range the Dolphins would trade back up? I don't think so because they have so many holes in this team that I don't think they can really afford to.
Unless they just love them, but again, and I don't know if he actually how bad his interviews were. They seem like a team that probably cares about that a little bit more than some others.
Right.
So if they were, I maybe it's for Omar Cooper because again, I have Omar Cooper as my wide receiver 3 over Lemon. So
it's fair.
Maybe some other teams actually do too. It would not shock me. Man, CJ Allen, you're a Cowboy.
Yeah.
I think I have to. I kind of forgot about Logan Wilson retiring, and they just need They need someone that can like call the defense, and I think he's that guy for them.
I agree. That was also kind of my thought. He's the green dot in the middle of the field, which they need desperately.
Yeah. And you get him and Messidor, those 2 guys, like that possibly changes your defense like right away. Like those 2 guys are starting right like day 1.
Yep.
So.
Exactly. It's tough to not take a wide receiver here still for me, even after trading for Pittman. You still want 3. And maybe Roman Wilson as wide receiver 3 you don't feel terrible about. If Max Hurlman actually looked as good last year in training camp as everybody said he did, which I know nothing about because it was just random reports. Max Hurlman.
Who?
He went to high school like 10 minutes from me.
I actually don't know who that is. Not even kidding.
He went to Notre Dame. He was the punt returner for Notre Dame. He started his career at Colgate.
Oh,
He
man.
got picked up by the Steelers in the practice squad, and apparently
It says
had
he's
like
a running
really
back.
good.
It says he's a running back.
He's a running back, slot wide receiver, cornerback, safety,
So he's
punt
Heidenreich.
returner. Yeah,
He's
So-
Eli Heidenreich. Gotcha.
basically. But
Wait. Oh, it's okay. That's not right.
what?
It says he's 5'11". I don't know what this AI crap is. It says his height is 5 foot flat. And I'm like, that can't
No.
be right.
No, that's
Okay.
bad.
He's 5'11" according to ESPN. But that's crazy.
Yes. He got waived in the last round of roster cuts, got signed to the practice squad, and then got picked back up again as a futures contract. But apparently he had like a crazy. He had a couple like nice catches and things like that.
Fair.
Rodgers talked about him a couple times. He entered Colgate as a running back, but switched to wide receiver midway through. Then he transferred to Notre Dame. He played cornerback, but only played 62 defensive snaps, mostly played special teams. He was their punt returner and had 250 snaps on the special teams unit. He played a lot of positions in training camp. He had a touchdown against the Jaguars and then did a backflip afterwards.
Sure, I saw that and just didn't know who it was.
Skoranek talked really highly of him.
All that insane. Mekhi Lemon, you are a Pittsburgh Steeler.
Yeah, but it's hard for me not to want to take Cooper. Let's see if
Yes,
this
it's working.
is actually gonna play.
It's working.
I like Lemon. You know I was super high on Lemon and I wanted him here for like a really long time. But I mean, Cooper might just fit better with what we need at this point. I could see it being either one.
Yeah.
I'm also just trying to think, do we go somewhere else? Like, now that we did trade for Pittman, like, is there a world that we go
I
a
could see,
different direction?
and then you take a wide receiver later. You have so many picks. Like, take a stab. There's so many. There's so many guys. We keep talking about. There's so many guys that could just be solid. So like, I could see it. Like, is there someone here that's going to play guard? Like, that's what I would look at if I was a Steelers. Like, someone like I don't say you should do this, but like Bissonitis might go earlier. People think he's just such a solid player. Like, just solid floor player. Obviously Proctor, I know you don't want, but like he could be someone that moves in the guard.
I don't have a problem with Proctor. I actually like Proctor a lot. I think he's like freaky athletic for his size.
Yeah.
And I would prefer him to not play tackle, but he probably
bubble
could.
Screen. Catching bubble screens, bro.
Yeah, I mean, him and Darnell Washington. By the way, why is Darnell Washington listed as a tight end 1 on this depth chart? There's no world.
Let's go.
There's no world.
Pat Fryer sucks.
That's crazy.
Piss off at the Steelers.
That's crazy. Man, if you hadn't gone C.J. Allen, I would have really considered that too.
Smile.
I can't go in that early, even though I want to.
McNeil Warren, baby.
I was thinking that too. You have Brisker.
Sadly, but
Darnell Savage you signed, which I don't love. Deshaun Elliott can start.
I forget. Brisker, was that a 3-year deal or was it just a 1-year deal?
No, it's a 1 year.
Okay, yeah. I mean, that kind of even gives you more reason to possibly do that, in my opinion.
I would really like a linebacker. I can't justify one here. McNeil Warren, I can make a strong argument for, because to me, he's close to BPA, if not BPA.
Agreed.
Lemon and Cooper are also in that conversation too.
Cooper and Warren would be the two. I would have Cooper a little above Warren, but it's close. But yeah, those two are BPA for me, I would imagine, if I actually were to look at my notes. Yeah. Nah, you guys just take Caleb Banks. Just keep beefing up the D line.
I'm taking Cooper.
Yes. Go, Mark Cooper, baby, the legend. All right. Well, speaking of Caleb Banks, I can't not give him to the Chargers. I think Harbaugh loves him.
Yeah, but I think
size.
I think that
You're gonna say McNeil Warren?
no. I was gonna say Mike McDaniel. I think would love Mekhi Lemon.
I don't think they're going wide receiver.
I don't. Either,
I get it.
But
I get it. It's listed as their first need. I dislike Quentin Johnston. He played decent. They just drafted Trey Harris. They have Ladd. Like, could they use one? Sure. If it was me, I would think that they would need like a Denzel Boston, which I know it's like, well, they have QJ is literally a slower Rashid Shaheed that has a bigger body. He's not a contested guy. He just really isn't. He's a deep threat. Trey Harris, I think you want to be the contested guy, but even in college, he was more of the go route, like DK Metcalf, athletic deep threat, just less athletic.
Mm-hmm.
That's really what he was at. Like, Boston is the contested catch guy. Lemon is a good contested catch guy too. He's just shorter. He plays like he's 6'2". So like I could see it for sure. Like if they did this, there's a world though is like is Lemon like there's just such weird personalities in that Chargers room. Like
but
it
it's South
could either
California.
fit.
It's
It
perfect
could either
for him.
fit or it could just be a disaster. But like I feel like for me, Lemon he could be played all over the field. I just think he's better in the slot, and I think Ladd is he's too good of a slot to. You can move him around and it would be fine. If it was me,
fair.
I think if I was taking receiver, I just would lean Boston for them.
Right. It's fair.
But then sure, like is like where is Caleb Banks gonna go after he got hurt? I actually don't know how bad all that is.
That's also another good point.
Because I don't know, like, is this pushing him to the second round? Like, because if it's not that worrisome, fractured foot, he had surgery.
It seems that there's at least a cause for concern.
Sure, which is he's such a freak athlete. Like for his size, it's just insane. I think they like guys like that so much. I haven't even put up their depth charts. I didn't think I needed to. I'm gonna really quick. Amari Caldwell, Dalvin Tomlinson.
McNeil Warren would also be sick there.
That was my second thought, but because they have Derwin playing nickel.
Oh, okay.
Tony Jefferson, Elijah Molden, who's
I missed that they had him at nickel, and I was like, did they move on from?
They play three safeties more.
I know.
So like he still plays safety, but they have him listed at nickel.
Me off.
Yeah, I think it's just how they have the personnel.
Yeah, well, I step it on Lego. Actually, I don't. I love our lads, but you know.
It's still I could see wide receiver. I don't think I'm gonna go that way. Without knowing the injury stuff, I can see them going Christian Miller too. I think he's underrated. I'm gonna go Caleb Banks just because it's speaking to me right now. And if we find out more about the injury, maybe he does fall. But I don't think we've had him.
Broken player.
Well, I mean, of course, but I don't think we've had him fall here. And if we have, we didn't take him. And it feels like a Chargers player to me.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I'm gonna do it.
I like it. there's two things that are hard for me not to want to do. One is Mekhi Lemon.
The
'cause
Cardinals
I
are
think
calling
they
you.
Trade. Cardinals are calling from where? No, I'm hanging
32,
up the phone.
34.
I'm hanging
34?
up the phone. I'm slamming the phone to the ground.
Mm.
Andrew Makuba and Sidney Brown cannot be your starting safeties going into the season. I need to take it. Emmanuel McNair-Warren, he also, I think, gets to reunite with Q. I think we looked this up before, maybe. I think he
I
was
don't
on
know.
Toledo then. 2022 to present, yeah. So he would have been teammates with Quinion. He gets to team back up with him.
Makes sense.
Losing Reed Blankenship makes this a non-negotiable for me. There's no world. They can't. Makuba played okay last year. I liked him a lot. I liked him a lot. But Sidney Brown is just not great, and Makuba had some injury issues. There was enough going on there where that scares the hell out of me over the top. They could use edge. I mean, Jose Ramirez is a good switch hitter for him, but I don't think he adds much defensively. Ebiketie they brought in, who I like a good amount. He's going to be able to rotate in with J.Alex Hunt. He didn't have a great year last year. Does he ever unlock the potential that I think he has? Who knows? This safety room is tough for me to look past. The Cardinals
I agree.
could have been calling, and they could have offered a decent chunk of change here.
No, I totally get it. Totally get it.
But I mean, I guess let's just talk about that real quick. Just pretend like I hadn't made that call. Here, let's undo the pick. All right, we're gonna undo the pick. We're gonna have the Cardinals look to trade up here from 34. I know it's only 10 picks, but just the quality of player between Lemon and McNeil-Warren, and then basically everybody below them at this point, you're starting to hit a pretty strong drop off. And just Howie being Howie, it's not going to be one of those trades where he takes something that's even on the chart. He's going to need an overpay here, I think, to make a move off of these picks. Or off of these players. So, I'm going to stick with McNeil-Warren, I think.
Yep, totally fair. And the Browns are going to... The Cardinals were thinking, the Browns might take Ty Simpson, but I'm going to give him Mekhi Lemon.
Yeah, I think it's tough to not...
Because the Browns pick at 39, and if they want to trade back up, they can. If they really want Ty Simpson. Then it's going to be the battle of who's trading up, the Jets, the Cardinals, or the Browns, in my opinion. Who's trading up to come get him. Because I think somebody is, truly. There's nobody left here that's going to take him, but one of those three teams, I would imagine, one of those three teams are probably going to be trying to get up to get him.
Yeah, I'm going to have a commentary on that in a little bit here as we get further, because I don't think that I don't think you're scrambling to at 25. I think when you start getting towards the back end of the first, that's when you start talking about it more. You're going to want the fifth-year option on a guy like Simpson. To me, the trade that's going to make the most sense is going to be with the Dolphins at pick 30. The Dolphins need to take shots.
I could also see the Bills moving back, too.
I could, too.
But yes.
I could, too. I just think that trading up with the Bills is you're probably giving up a little bit too much, whereas with the Dolphins, the perception is at least a little bit better. You're still going to trade up probably a little bit more than people want to only move up 2 to 3 to 4 picks, depending on what team we're talking about, obviously.
Sure.
But, some of these teams are more complete than others, as we've talked about, and can afford to do that. The Dolphins have a shit ton of holes, so they just kind of need to take capital where they get it. Obviously they picked some up from the Broncos trade, which I still think is a great deal for the Broncos. I also do think it's a good deal for the Dolphins to an extent. It just hurts to give up your only talent at wide receiver.
Right.
Anyway. I think we've given them Caden McDonald 3 weeks in a row, but I'm not going to stop doing that.
Yeah.
Bears need DT still.
I like that.
That's the direction I'm leaning.
The Buffalo Bills, if they don't trade down, Because again, I think from what insight that I do have off of the Bills and Joe Marino, and what they typically do, they like trading down. They've been doing it. They do it a lot, actually.
Mhm.
First, and they trade down a few picks.
Yeah, they
They've
trade down
done it multiple.
a retarded amount because they trade down when they shouldn't
So,
trade down.
well, and they
How
still have the
many
same
players have
GM.
they
So
handed to the Chiefs for no fucking reason?
at least Worthy was bad. So I know people
Sure,
were scared of it, but like he's not good, not good enough.
sure, but it's still happened
At
too
least
many
not
times.
yet. Yeah, no, for sure, for sure. Man, freaking Jacob Rodriguez.
Is that what you're doing?
No, no, I still looking at the depth chart. I could use guard upgrade to Alec Anderson for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So like if they went Bissonitis or Pregnon,
I would not hate it.
would not hate it at all. Obviously, middle linebacker Dorian Williams, Terrell Bernard. I mean, Bernard's solid, but don't really want Dorian Williams starting. I mean, they get along with it, but
it's just tough because who are you?
I mean, it's Jacob Rodriguez if I was taking on.
Right. And is he a first round pick? Maybe, maybe not.
It's hard for me to like with how he tested and like everything else was already like okay, he's good at this, he's good. That was the only thing in my opinion he needed to check. If like in a worse class too, I think he's similar to Jack Campbell. And like this is a range, especially in this. Well, sure. Which one? And I'm not saying we do it this pick. Which one of these teams do we think is trading up for Ty Simpson? Like just truly, which I don't think it's the Jets. I think it's probably the Cardinals or Browns.
I think it's the Cardinals.
Probably. That's what I think too. And I know like they don't have to do it now but I'm just trying to think like the 49 like which team isn't gonna trade down? The Vikings probably won't trade down again.
Mm-hmm.
Because it depends on who's on the board.
Right.
If the Bills want like Rodriguez or like Bissonitis, I think there's an argument to trade down to 34 for them. Because I think one of those guys is probably there. Pregnon. And I still think they could go corner. It wouldn't surprise me if they went corner. I think I'm going to have the Cardinals move up. Because there's not like super urgency, but at the same time, like you never know when someone else is going to move up. And the Bills usually don't like ask for an arm and a leg to move down. They just typically don't. Truly. And and there's just too many. We've seen them do it so many times. It just seems like a good spot to do it. So I'll have Arizona. Man. Yeah, just have them move up. I mean, I don't think they would touch their second round pick.
Well, this is their second round pick.
Or sorry,
or third.
Yeah, I mean, so just whatever. Like maybe they do like 65, and the Bills get back like 91 and 168 or something like that. But just make it happen. Whatever we got to do to. It won't affect the mock. So I'll have that happen, and the Cardinals trade up to get Ty Simpson. 49ers on the clock.
Uh, 49ers are. I keep seeing more and more rumors that they're going to sign Joey Bosa, pair them back up, which I think would be cool. It doesn't really move the needle for me. Like, it wouldn't stop me from taking an edge rusher if there was one that they really liked here. I don't know if there will be. They need guard pretty bad, right? Yeah, Dominic
Yeah,
Pooney and Connor Colby are their starting or guard. I mean, even tackle Colton McKivitz is not great. Trent Williams is getting old. Jake Brendel is like their offensive line is actually ass.
but they make it work with their scheme. That's the
I know,
thing. You know what I mean?
I
Like
know, but like
the
Basantis
names are not.
feels like
Yeah, no, I wasn't mean arguing saying that they shouldn't do it, but
do you think
I just
Pregnon plays better in that scheme or Basantis? Because I'm
DeSantis, if I had to guess.
okay. I
If I
thought
had to
so
just
too off the top of my head, but then I looked at the zone grade that PFF goes in, which I know it's PFF, but you've also watched more tape of these guys than I have.
yeah, like
And Pregnon has a 93, which is ridiculous, and Basantis is ass, but I think PFF also just hates Basantis. I'm taking Basantis. Fuck PFF.
I think well, I could see both of
Nope.
them. I
Too
think for
late.
me, Pregnon is they play like how he
Pregnon
was
to me
used
is
at
the
Oregon.
Castro.
Right. Basantis didn't grade out well, I don't think, but I think it was also because the offensive line of A&M was not great besides Crownover and him.
It's fair.
Like it was pretty bad, so like it was harder to grade. I think he moves better than Pregnon, which I think you need in this, which is why in my mind, like he fits
That's
better.
what I thought so too, but then I saw his zone
In
grade was
the
terrible, and
zone
to me,
run stuff,
maybe that's
you
just
got to
because
be able to.
maybe that's just because A&M isn't really running a zone offense, so it's hard to give him a grade for that. I don't know,
Probably.
but I mean, you think with a guy like Marcel, they'd be doing a lot more zone type of read, kind of whatever. But I don't know. Who cares? PFF sucks, and I hate them. So this just helps me to justify it more.
Fair. Let's see. Okay, Texans. Guards are going. Maybe they
Yeah.
got to take Pregnon here. Maybe they
I
wanted
wouldn't hate
DeSantis.
that. They have kind of rebuilt their O line a little bit. Like if you look at it on
Yeah.
paper, they at least have a starter at every position now, which is more than I could say a week
Sure.
ago. I mean, does Ed Ingram and Braden Smith move the needle long term? No. I mean, even Jake Andrews, Wyatt Teller's
I like White
advanced
Teller,
in
but yeah.
age. I like him too, but you know, he ain't as young as he once was.
It's true. I did read Blankenship.
I think last year we wound up giving or last week we wound up giving him a D lineman. But I think
I was
we wound up
thinking,
giving
like,
them.
man,
Did
don't they
give him
keep having Daniel Hunter on 1 year deals? Like they could extend
Yes,
him
but
for a
they
year.
just extended him. Maybe it was just through 27. I forget
Yeah.
what the contract was.
31.
But it's also smart.
They're an
Daniel Hunter just keeps signing
Sure,
like 2 year
sure.
deals and just making more and more money every 2 years.
I guess my thought is like, if BPA for them is just an edge, like, again, they're a team that relies on the defense, so
Yep.
they don't have insane depth.
Nope, they actually have very little depth.
So some of this moving up the board that everybody's talking about that I have not watched tape on, but I've heard good things, is Malachi Lawrence. He feels like the type of edge rusher that they would like. They wouldn't go for Falk. Hal, maybe. I could see Cassius Hal. I don't know how they feel about the online stuff, but like in terms of how he plays, I could see him.
Mm-hmm. TJ Parker for me, I think, is him or Zion. I could see being
I could see Parker too.
Zion a little bit less so. I think Lawrence would piss a lot of their fans off, but I don't hate it.
It would, but like he was out of his mind this year, like in terms of from like what I've seen. I haven't watched actual tape. I've watched clips and from what some people that I trust have been saying that I don't know he's going to go first round. I think they would probably like him. I might go Cassius Hal. I think if a team is going to get the best out of Hal, it's probably them. Like the way that they deploy their edge rushers, and he doesn't have to start day one. It gives him some time to develop. He can just be the pass rusher on third down. Like they could sub him in for just third downs, and there's no rush to get him out there day one.
Yeah,
I
like
am
that.
somewhat thought to Proctor because he could play the guard or possibly the tackle, and they just want to. I know they've signed guys, but he could be the guy like in the waiting for next year to start somewhere.
And depth if an injury happens,
Sure,
there is
in
none.
depth.
Trent Brown
but
is fine, I guess.
I'm gonna go Hal because it's a little different.
I like it. I like that. Vikings already traded down once. I doubt that they would do it again.
Yeah, probably not.
If they trade Grenard, which there's still rumors that could happen, that becomes a sizable need to me.
Yeah. I mean, Turner obviously starts, but they need somebody else.
Yeah, I mean, Tyrion, Ingram, Dawkins. To me, Turner and Grenard should be your two starters.
Yeah.
Linebacker we've talked about a couple times. Or I guess Grenard and Van Ginkel are currently. So I guess it would be Turner and Van Ginkel, but I've talked about that before. At least Van Ginkel is aging, and I don't love it long term. But neither here nor there.
The coaching staff's making the pick, so they got to think about that. It's not a GM. Like, what is the coaching staff? So if you're getting someone for offense or defense, it's like, what is that coach picking? Because that's probably what if it's for defense, it's probably very heavily on what's his name?
Yeah.
Defensive coordinator. God, I can't think of his name.
Brian Flores.
The race. I mean, yeah, Brian Flores.
There's like three different directions that I could go here, and I'm going to talk about the first two that I'm not going to do, and then I'll talk about the one that I think I'm going to. Offensive line, I don't love Will Freeze. I don't love Blake Brandel. I don't love Brian O'Neill. I think they played okay. I don't think they've been elite. I'll also throw this out there. You could go wide receiver too, because Ty Felton could use an upgrade. Again, we talked about the whole Jordan Addison situation. So, to me, the two things that stuck out off the top of my head were Caden Proctor and Pregnon just off the rip. I'll throw, again, a Denzel Boston type of guy in there just as a different piece that you could add to the offense that even if you keep Addison and Jefferson for the extended future, it adds a different element to your offense that you don't currently have. I'm going to go defense. They got James Pierre, who I like. I like Colton Hood. I know that you like Colton Hood. I think of the cornerbacks that I'm looking at now, Isaiah Rodgers I could upgrade on, and frankly, as much as I love James Pierre, he was the third best cornerback from PFF last year, which I think is fucking nonsense. I would have real concerns about him being my cornerback one going into the season and just saying, yeah, he's the guy. I'm not saying that Colton Hood is going to be cornerback one over him necessarily right away, but I think you need to do something with the secondary. I would love to go safety. I think it's a little earlier than I would like to go Halsey. Maybe there is a world. I mean, dude, look at all these fucking picks. What the hell? Oh, right. I forgot. I gave him Kansas City's entire draft. Okay, never mind. Ignore that. Shit. Well, I was going to make a comment about how they don't have that many draft picks, and I looked at it, I was like, what the fuck? Okay, now it makes sense. This is why I can't just be an asshole. So I don't know what they would have gotten back from the Chiefs. Let's just pretend it was just 40 and 74, I guess, for the time being. I guess we did the pick swap. We did like 40 and 60 something, whatever, from Kansas City. So I guess it's 40, 74, and whatever else. So we've now had them trade back twice, right?
The Vikings. I thought it was just. I thought it was once. No.
Was it?
Wait.
How'd they get? Oh no, you're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. Because
This wasn't.
this was the Rams pick originally.
Yes, that was
Correct.
traded to the Chiefs. Yeah.
Correct. Okay. I'm following now. Did I talk myself out of Colton Hood? No, I'm doing it. Fuck it, Colton Hood.
Colton Hood. Let's go. Gotta find him on this because
He's right.
Trevor
around
Sickerman
Peter
doesn't like
Woods.
him. No, I'm still on Trevor. I never
Oh.
changed it
Oh.
back.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
He's a little further down. All right, Dolphins. Boston's screaming at me. I think they need the size. I know what they have Tolbert, but he's not a get up and he's not a contested catch guy.
He
So if they're
doesn't
going to
play
take
like he
someone,
has size.
I think they would like Denzel Boston. I don't think.
Yeah.
People are going to
It's
say,
like Christian Watson, but better.
yeah. Concepcion, I could see, but
I could just see them taking Pregnon here too, frankly.
sure.
But I know we talked about wide receiver with the first pick and said about how we weren't going to do it because we would do it here, so I get that too.
I think with all, I don't know. I mean, I guess it depends. Like, if they like Pregnon, then yes. And then they could just wait on wide receiver. It's just hard. For me, I have Boston higher than Pregnon.
Yeah.
So, like, if it was just my board, but it's not. They both, again, they like guys with size if it's the Packers, and Boston is that, he's that big size wide receiver. So,
for sure.
Pregnon's a good call out. I just think you got to give Malik something at wide receiver, at some point. And I know they can still go get
left guard.
I almost said Eichenberg.
And Sawyer, I think Krabs is really big on Sawyer too, which doesn't necessarily mean it's not the end all be all. I get that, but Aaron Burr was kind of not great, who came over from Tennessee and has turned into something really
awesome.
good. And I think he kind of
was
projects
okay
the same thing with Sawyer, because Sawyer played okay at times, but when you're playing on the worst offensive line in football, it's hard to look good. And I think that he's kind of expecting a jump because of that, so maybe it's not as big of a need as it seems like on paper, if that is actually how they feel about it too. So, that also kind of bucks the need somewhat a little bit more for Pregnon, that it gives them the opportunity to go somewhere else.
Right. Yeah.
So, are you doing Boston then?
Yeah, I'm going to go Boston.
All right. And the Patriots are pissed.
They wanted to keep him in Boston.
Exactly. It's all right. They're going to get A.J. Brown.
Yeah, probably. Jeff Rodriguez, you are a Patriot.
No, that's not happening. Stop it. They have Robert Spillane. They don't need him. Because of Draymond Jones, they picked up Kevin Byard.
Peter Wood, you are a Patriot.
Maybe. There's a conversation there, but I think they would go Christian Miller over him.
Probably.
I kind of like that, actually. I was thinking about giving them Pregnon to replace Mike Onwenu, but yeah, I think you kind of talked me into that. Christian Miller.
Nice. I like that. Seattle's going to trade this pick for Achane.
Just picking a lot more. Just picking a 2027 first.
Oh, I don't think it's going to cost that much as a running back. It's going to if they trade him, it's going to piss me off. It's going to be they're going to get less for him than Waddle for sure. Just because it's a running back, like for sure.
They should get more. They should get more.
Arguably,
he's
but
younger.
Yes, I think there's an argument that, especially with his body type and I know that I'm a Broncos fan.
Is there
I'm just gonna
precedent for
drop him.
this? Is there like, who's the best? What was the Ricky Williams trade? I know that this is.
Look at the CMC one. He went for a 2.
You know what? That's a better
He went
comp.
for a 2.
Yeah, but that was a weird.
He was older, and he just came off of
A major injury.
Of an injury. I think HM would go for a 1, but I don't think it would be like a good plus. I truly don't. Which is why I don't think they'll trade him in this class. Like if they
It
want
was
a 1,
also
they're
a
gonna get him
mid-season
next
trade, which changes things too to me.
Running
And it
backs
was a
typically
2,
just don't
3,
go
a
for
4,
as
and a
much.
5. So like,
I mean, yeah, sure. I think that they could get a 1, but like I've seen some people be like, oh, it would take 2 1s. It's just not going to happen.
well, I was kind of joking about that. The 27
Right,
first thing.
but I think I
That's-
guess what I'm saying is it's going to be less than what people think if he gets traded because
Dude, the Seahawks have no fucking picks. Holy shit.
yeah, I'll let them pick, right?
Well, yeah, but
Yeah, I mean they're another team that could probably trade down, or
Seahawks
they
trade
just
32, 64, and Kenny McIntosh for Devin Achane. Who says no?
I mean, as a Dolphins fan, I would hope the Dolphins say no because I would not want to do that. I'd rather have Achane.
I'm making a call. The Steelers are calling.
Oh.
They're gonna give 53 and 99 for 32 straight up.
I think you'd have to give 80. Well, it's just nitpicking. I think you'd have to probably give 85.
That's fine. I don't really give a fuck.
Yeah, it doesn't really change anything.
They're second and one of their 3/3 for the last pick in the first. I would hope it's 80. I would hope it's 99. I would actually hope it's 121. But
It's a pretty big move.
it is a pretty big move. But
20 spots.
and the Steelers are drafting Jacob Rodriguez
Nice.
at the end of the first. We have Patrick Queen, who I think we could try to move on from at some point here. Peyton Wilson's there. I think that combo excites me greatly. Malik Harrison played well enough. You have Cole Holcomb there. If you could trade Patrick Queen for something, I'm not expecting visions of grandeur here, but if you get something back, it helps, especially if you can move him after the draft to a team that maybe missed out on a linebacker that they could have wanted, and then maybe you pick up a 5th or 6th round pick in 2027. Something like that.
Right.
But obviously, you and I both love Jacob Rodriguez, and it's a weird one because you don't want to probably trade up this much. Usually, if you're trading up here to pick 32 or towards the back end of the first, it's because you really want that 5th-year option, and I don't think that the 5th-year option is a difference maker in this particular scenario. So it's a little unrealistic, in my opinion, but the Steelers have so many picks this class. I think they have to look at the prospect of trading up in the first or the second. And, where do you go from there? Or who are you targeting? What position are you looking for? When you're trading up, it's usually because you're taking the clear best player available, and maybe Rodriguez isn't that at this point, too, which is another thing that makes it weird. He is the best linebacker available, and yeah.
No, I obviously like it. As a Jacob Rodriguez fan, as a Broncos fan, I don't like it, but
Yeah, no, I'm sorry.
and he's not going to fall to our 2nd round pick.
No, and you're not going to trade up for him in the second either, I don't think.
No, I don't think so either, unless they just love him and they were going to take him in the 1st round and he falls far enough, then okay, maybe, but
Right.
I doubt it too. It's still you.
Oh, yeah, technically, I guess I technically should have traded up and then let you still pick. I don't fucking know. Maybe
No.
I'm a dickhead. I probably should have at least talked about what was happening before I just completely jacked your pick.
You're good.
You're
You're good.
Yeah, we'll just try to remember and have you make that up at that pick or whatever. Seattle can pick for the Steelers in that one.
Nope, we're all good. Doesn't matter to me.
Jets. What did the Jets do? Did they trade up for Simpson? No, they didn't. Which is fine. They probably don't go quarterback here, though, because Nussmeier probably isn't worth their second-round pick.
Sadly, no, probably not.
Unless they fell in love with him and trust that, Brian Kelly actually is just a fucking... I'm not going to say what I'm going to say.
And that he was just hurt all year.
Yeah.
Because he did say, like,
him over.
like who knows if it's true, but he said every throw it was just like
it hurt
horrible
tremendously,
pain.
and he looked significantly better at his pro day. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
Wide receiver, I think, has to be on the table here.
They would have liked Boston to fall.
They would have loved for Boston to fall here.
Is this like a Chris Bell?
It could be. It depends on how they feel about his medicals. Could be Jeremy. I think last week I gave him Brazil, maybe. Or we talked about it or something, because I thought I remember
maybe that was
talking
pick
about
44.
Brazil.
Maybe that was pick 44.
I think you're right. I think I gave it to him there. What else can we look at?
Play Jermaine Johnson.
Well, we kind of did that already with Reese.
I know.
It's just a weird.
Yeah.
Maybe, you know what? Dylan Parham doesn't really move the needle for me, and the rest of this offensive line looks so good. Whether it's Geno Smith playing this year out, Brady Cook getting snaps, or somebody else, like, you still want to build this offensive line up for somebody else to step in at some point.
Agreed.
I'm going to give him Pregnon to play left guard. I think I like that.
Those are fuming.
Probably.
They lost from trading down. They lost for Rodriguez and Pregnon and DeSantis. But it's okay because I think I'm gonna give them. Peter Woods. Let me look though.
I like that.
I think Peter Woods fits their defense.
Yeah, I think
him and Ed Oliver's a nice little pass rush.
Times. And what's his face? Deion Walker.
TJ Sanders is on there. Deion Walker's like the nose. Yeah, he's like the big run stuffer. So, I think there's an argument. Like some people are gonna love Peter Woods, some are gonna hate him. So. Yeah. If they're one of the teams that loves him, then they're probably really happy that they're getting him here after trading down. So
yeah, it also doesn't really matter because Brandon Beane gets to pick who Brandon Beane wants. So he might have taken Peter Woods with the 12th pick in the draft this year.
True.
And then been pissed off about it 3 years from now and pretend like it never happened. Ruben Bain in the first. Pregnon would have been nice here too.
Just take Jeremiah Love's teammate. Oh no, we like this Notre Dame running back all along. It was never Love. It was just all smokescreen. This was the one we really liked. I'm just kidding. I don't think that'll happen, but it'd be funny.
Would it be stupid to talk about tight end here and going Stowers and keep him in state?
Nope, because I was thinking the same thing.
Beautiful. Stowers.
Yep.
They lost Chig.
I think Gunnar Helm looked pretty solid, but like
I do too,
different.
But I don't think he looked.
Helm could be an inline guy, and Stowers can play with big slot, more like split out. So because Helm looked pretty solid actually blocking. Like
Michael Mayer looked pretty solid, and then.
Yeah. Well, I mean Bowers. I mean Stowers is no Bowers, even though they rhyme. But
yeah, I know.
Yeah. All right, Mendoza.
Speaking of Bowers.
Yeah, exactly. Again, just roster. It's just like I know they've made a lot of moves, but there's still holes. Still holes, especially on defense.
Yes. I actually feel decent about their offense, though. Like,
there is, I mean, with Kubiak calling it too, like I could see they're going to be way better on offense for sure. Are they going to be good enough to score the 30+ points again?
No, God no. God no.
Not this year. No.
I mean, I do think that, and I know that you're not as big on this pairing as I am, but I think that Dean and Walker together is in a situation where it's one of those like the sum is way greater than the two individual parts to me.
Yeah.
Walker kind of got lost a couple times on Green Bay, and Dean is a little undersized, but
Sure.
it's kind of
No, I mean,
it's kind of like
I think it's a
Ratatouille.
good
Dean
combo.
kind of makes sure that Walker knows what the fuck he's doing, and then Walker is able to like actually execute the things that need to be done on the field because Dean's a little small, you know.
Fair. Oh, now I have to hate them, so I hope they stop.
It's fair. And you know maybe on the Vegas Strip with a couple Georgia teammates, you know maybe you never know what happens, but
yeah. Well, I'm thinking D line or corner. I was thinking wide receiver for a little bit. I just think that. I mean, I guess they still. Like, let Besh develop a little bit of chemistry with Mendoza. Orton, like, still young. Trey Tucker. None of these guys are, like, moving the needle for me. I know they just got Jalen Naylor, but, like, I liked Besh quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they, like, have to take wide receivers. Again, I think they have Bowers. They have Genty. Those guys are good enough. I think they should add one eventually.
You want to hear my hot take?
What's that?
I think Brendan Rice winds up being a prominent part of that offense, just because I can see him building rapport with Mendoza.
Yeah.
Which I know is fucking stupid, but
we'll see. I actually thought that about Besh because I think Besh is similar to Surratt.
Mm-hmm. I do too, but Brendan Rice just feels like how Indiana has like 0 5-star players. It's kind of the same thing.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, you can make that argument with a lot of the guys, but like I could see him. I agree with you too. I think that Betch is, in my opinion, Betch is a wide receiver 1. So I wasn't really including him.
Honestly, Tucker is. Besh didn't look good last year.
Yeah, I
but
know
Besh
that.
could be.
But
Besh didn't do anything. But is it Besh's fault?
I want to make
you know, I don't know.
I want to make a comment about Geno Smith, and I'm choosing not to. Just so you know.
Chip Kelly, who.
I'm not making that comment. I'm just choosing to say nothing about Geno Smith specifically.
Sure. Could they go a step beyond? I could see that. It's just possibly better Trey Tucker.
True.
Probably better. Well, I don't know. If you're picking him here, you hope better Trey Tucker.
Right.
What
are your thoughts on DJ Glaze?
He's replaceable. But I think that he's still young. I mean, he's young, so like I don't know how they feel. Like maybe he played well enough that they don't think it needs to be upgraded.
Mm-hmm.
But I think probably like you could think about going. Lomu. I know he played. We had that conversation like left versus right.
I was thinking Proctor.
Max.
Personally.
Max would be the one I would take for them. I think.
I like Max a lot there too, but Proctor because I also think Spencer Buford they could upgrade at left guard too if they needed to, and at least gives them the flexibility of choosing which spot they want to go with. But I'm also just a huge Ian Usher fan. However the hell you actually pronounce his name, that part I don't know, but I like him as a player.
You know what?
A lot.
They took a quarterback round 1. Taking his tackle round 2 makes sense. I'm gonna go Max.
I like it.
Yeah, I like that.
I like it a lot.
I don't like it, but I like
Right. Jeremiah Levin the first and Jadarian Price in the second.
Screw you, Cam. Trade Scatterboo to the Seahawks.
I don't know what direction I would go here. I thought about that. I'm also just going back to Proctor again. Like,
yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, you see that.
Makes sense.
I think we did that. Did we do that last week? Here's your Evan Neal.
Evan
your
Neal,
Evan
but
Neal.
better. He can play
Raise
right
you
guard
one
to
Evan Neal.
start, and he can learn behind Illuminor. Like it's the same conversation I was having with Francis in the first round, except a worse player, but arguably a better value. If that makes any sense, just because of where you're picking him.
I get it. Chris Bell, I could see
Yep, I could
them
see one of the
liking
wide
it, like
receivers here
the
too, for sure.
vertical, like the vertical pass that they want to do with.
Yep.
I mean, having him, Neighbors and Bell, or even
Yeah,
Casey,
Neighbors
I
and Bell,
guess.
if both of them are healthy, that's the biggest concern. Like, you already
Yeah,
have Neighbors who very well
that's
could miss
also
the start
fair.
of the season, so can you afford to take Bell, who you don't. He isn't supposed to, but could he still miss the
Yeah,
first part of the season? Yeah.
very fair.
So, that's my only concern there,
Terrell's still sitting here. Can they do have room for a corner?
right?
I know we had that conversation already, but
Alright, you're up with the Texans.
oh, who did you go?
I took Proctor.
Oh, okay. Sorry,
Sorry,
I
I
didn't
didn't clarify
didn't
that.
get the memo for sure if that's what happened. Hal. We want Cassius Hal. Probably Mad Crocker's gone.
Concepcion, 2 Texas A&M teammates.
Imagine.
Lee Hunter, just go Texas Tech and Texas A&M. Keep them both in Texas.
Hunter, I could see. It's early. It's early. I think they would like how Grayson Halton plays a lot. It's early, so but just fit wise, he's just such a good pass rusher from the inside, and he's athletic, obviously. So he tested well, and he's been solid. I think he's been their starter for 3 years too. Like, or maybe it's just 2 years, but he's been good. Like he's been kind of under the radar good. I could see them really liking him, but do they go him over Lee Hunter? They're very different players. Lee Hunter's definitely more of the run defender. Which one do they need more? I guess I should look.
I feel like they need the
Top of
run
my head,
more because they have.
That's what I think too. That's what I mean. You can make an argument for both because if you
Yes.
get more pass rush from the inside, then Will Anderson and Daniel Hunter and Cassius Howell are going to. I almost said Shamar Stewart, other Texas A&M edge rusher. Cassius Howell are going to eat more from the outside. You have Sheldon Rankins
and Tommy Togiai, right?
I feel like those are good run defenders.
They might
Logan
be.
Hall's a pretty good run defender. They just got him.
True.
Oto Aziz Shire. It's a little bit of a tough pick. Is there a center? I guess I think we talked about this last week. Like, is this too early for?
Is it
Heck.
too early? Not necessarily. Is it early? Yes. But what is too early?
If they really like him,
right?
I'm gonna go either him or Lee Hunter. I don't know. Grayson's speaking to me too. It feels early on both those guys. I'm gonna go with Sam Hick because I just think they need to protect Stroud and just keep taking shots at the offensive line until you have a really good one. I think that's just a good plan to have. I mean, he's a good player.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
All right, your favorite team? David Bailey, Mekhi Lemon. God,
Jesus Christ.
Gross, dude. And there's still good players here.
I think I know what I want to do, and it's gonna piss me off. Dude, Avion Terrell.
That I still think Caleb Lomu would be sick. I know they've signed guys, but I mean, we just talked about Damon Jones. This guy's played left tackle only.
Yeah.
Like, that would be sick. Terrell would be sick. Chris Johnson would be pretty sick. Halsey would be sick.
I think Monken feels solid about his offense at this point. If I had, and maybe he doesn't. Maybe he does want the offensive line. I don't know. But I think that he feels confident in his scheme. Losing Jim Schwartz, I think, is a bigger loss to their defense than any individual player that they could add back in. Just because I think
Yeah.
Jim Schwartz is like a fucking genius defensively, and it pisses me off that he's been there for as long as he had been. But uh, I'm gonna go Terrell. I think that they need to keep taking pieces of the defense to make it so that the players can make up for the lack of scheme that they are losing now, if that makes sense.
Yeah. No, I like that BPA approach
Yeah.
too. All right, Vikings. We get Colton Hood. They got to trade up a little bit here. Ooh, I think I'm gonna go with Halsey.
I like that. I was waiting for
Yeah,
that.
I'm gonna
I should
give
have
him
pulled it
Halsey.
up. If it makes you feel better, my coworker who's a Vikings fan, he and I were working on something earlier, and I looked at his computer, and he had a tab up for AJ Halsey highlights. So
That's
I don't think
funny.
he would be mad at this either.
Nice. Yeah, I think it's a good pick. It I think he's a day one starter for them. He has
Yeah.
he can play both safety positions, so it's helpful for them. He could learn from
Yep.
free agent that's not signed, I don't think. Harrison
Harrison
but,
Smith,
yeah.
Josh Metellus, I think, is currently their starting safety.
Don't want that.
You know.
Don't want that at all.
Okay, so we gave the Bengals Vega. Did they replace Hendrickson with some other nobody? Yeah, no, they didn't. They had Boye Mafe. That's not a nobody, asshole. Okay, shut up, bitch. Dude, what do they do?
I think they gotta go defense. I think they have to go defense,
Yeah,
truly.
but where? Just BPA? Like, did they take another rotational guy?
I think not
Like, do you take
I
Hildred Falk
think-
and you figure that one of the three of him, Miles Murphy, and Shamar Stewart figure it the fuck out? Like,
I could see that. I could see one of the defensive linemen for sure.
yeah.
I could see
Jonathan Allen.
I could still see a corner. Like, I mean, it's not listed, but like, dude, their secondary was so bad
I
last
know.
year. Like, are you
I know,
telling
but
me
I don't
it's
get
just
why. Like,
upgraded?
Dax Hill, I still thought played pretty decently, and I like him. DJ Turner played
I like
great.
Dax Hill.
DJ Turner played really well.
I like
Jalen
those
Davis
two
is bad.
guys. Yes, that was going to be my argument. You moved Dax Hill to slot, which I thought he should be, or nickel. He's safety. They moved a corner. Like, I think he could play.
He was the
nickel.
hybrid when he came out. I liked him better.
Josh
at safety,
Newton,
think,
I
than
liked
corner, but-
decently coming out, but like if they loved like Pons or Chris
TCU.
Johnson,
I'm making that up.
Newton, yeah, he's TCU. I'm not saying they do it, but like if Pons or Cease or Chris Johnson or Abney is just BPA, the defense was bad enough to like let's
How
just
about
add
Dante
more
Cordero?
corners.
What do you think about that?
Too early,
Just
but I
keep him
like
in
where you're
Cincy,
thinking.
You know,
I like the thought, but probably not.
it's unfortunate. I just wanted to do it to be a dick.
I see Grayson.
I think I'm. I think I
see-
might be leaning Hunter.
Lee Hunter. That's right. Yeah, Lee Hunter.
But is,
Add-
okay,
add
this
more.
is gonna sound stupid. Is Lee Hunter
Jake-
a big enough upgrade over Chris Jenkins?
Well, I mean they can rotate.
I know.
Do I think he's an
but
upgrade? Do I think he's an upgrade? Maybe not. But
But
how
like
about Jake
DJ
Spalding?
Hill to me right now is still better, and Jonathan Allen to me right now is still better.
Keep Jake Galday in state.
Hmm.
Look at the linebacker.
I like Barrett Carter a ton. And Demetrius Knight I was high on.
Hot Knight, yes. I'm not as big on Carter. I guess
I
that's just
know,
me.
because you're fucking racist.
He's undersized. He's not athletic enough to be undersized.
Sure he is.
I like the Lee Hunter one though. I was also thinking that. So Lee Hunter or Grayson, like both those guys for them.
Do I want to take Jake Galday?
I mean, no, you don't.
I know what I want to do, actually, but I don't want to because it's the Bengals, and it probably shouldn't be affecting me. I'm going to give him Chris Johnson.
Yeah, that's.
I like Chris Johnson a ton at cornerback, and to me, he should be going before pick 41. He should have been gone already. I'm not saying that I
Very
would
fair.
have done anything differently with how I've drafted so far, but I I borderline like him more than Avion Terrell. I just feel like Terrell is more of what the Browns would have needed. They need a
Right.
slot to me a little bit more, and I've talked about this before. They could still use an outside cornerback because Denzel Ward is what 300 years old now, so Chris Johnson honestly there would have made sense too. I just kind of forgot about him, so I was
Yeah.
kind of avoiding doing it because I didn't want to give him to the Bengals, but that's
Hmm.
you know
Fair.
the last time that happened was William Jackson, and how did that work out for him? Ha,
Well,
suckers.
got him. I think I'm going to give the Saints Cedric Falk to replace Cam Jordan.
I like that.
Doesn't have the pass rush, obviously, but has the size. I think he fits in pretty well with the scheme that they run. I'm just double checking though. I don't want to take too much time. Yeah, I mean, see a world for Galday. See a world. I doubt they take a corner. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Cedric Falk. I think it's just good value.
They could be a Grayson Hamilton one too, but
Grayson Halton, yeah, I thought about that. I did think about it. I think Keldrick's gonna go before him.
probably.
I like Halton more personally, but they're also very different.
It's also Mickey Loomis drafting, so you have to
Exactly.
factor that in.
Yep. The team who could take anything.
Have gotten Delane and Boston so far.
Easiest team to draft for, in my opinion, right now.
Easiest and hardest simultaneously, in my opinion.
Yeah, because there's so many things, true. But you can just make a case for so many things that you
I think I'm
like,
going Lomo, dude.
Yeah, I could see that.
Do I? No, can I?
Dunker.
No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I know exactly what I'm doing. Keontae Scott. You're staying in Miami.
Miami. Yep. Oh, I gotta find him. There he is.
No comment.
Arville. Oh, he has Pons very high. He has Pons as number 20.
That's fine with me. I have Pons very high too, but
he's been the first on the board, for a while now. The Jets. They got Pregnon, McCoy, Reese. I think I'm gonna give him wide receiver here.
Yeah, I think it's about time.
It's Chris Bell or Casey.
Yep.
I think.
Yep.
Casey, you can make a case. Well, he's more just because they're close to the same size. I don't think they're the same player. They can coexist. Chris Bell.
I actually think between
both
the
those
two,
guys,
I think Chris Bell is closer to Garrett Wilson's play style than
in some ways.
KC.
Yes, I think Garrett Wilson's just way better of a route runner than both of them, so it's kind of hard.
Yes.
Okay. Moogie's drafting. Which receiver would they like better? Probably
Jeremy
Surratt.
Bernard.
Probably Surratt, because he can block. It's kind of tough. I think Concepcion goes before Bell, but Bell's speaking to me a little bit because he has a little more size, and I think they could. I know they have Adnai, and I know Chris Bell. Maybe he's similar to Adnai, just like Chris Brazell, somewhat similar, except he's just bigger than both of them. I think they got to go with wide receiver though. That's like with this pick or the one before. I just think they need another guy. Bryce Lance. I'm gonna go KC. I think they might just have him as a higher graded player.
I like that.
And they can find I was gonna go Bell, but they might not want the injury stuff because they have bad luck with stuff like that a lot. So.
Yeah, no, I like that. I like that for him.
Gives him somebody to get some rack. Garrett Wilson can obviously do it, but you need another guy that can get you some rack.
Correct.
They don't really have anybody.
Correct.
Especially if Geno Smith throwing the ball.
Ravens already got Sadiq. No matter who I give him is gonna piss me off, dude.
Oh yeah.
There's two things.
There's some guys.
TJ Parker would make a ton of sense to me.
I was gonna say Lawrence, but that's the same thought, yeah.
To replace essentially Tavius Robinson or Adisa Isaac. Lee Hunter.
Yeah, that's the next guy.
Or Tavis Jones. And then Lomu is still in the conversation. Pons is in the conversation because we didn't go DB in the first.
Agreed.
Chris Bell is in the conversation.
Yep. Agreed. We got some choices here.
Jennings Dunker's in the conversation.
I would take him over Lomu for them.
Yeah, I would too. Actually, I just had to scroll down a little bit to find him.
Yeah. Brazel, I think they could like too, just for the size and field stretching ability, but I don't think they would go Sadiq and wide receiver.
No.
To be honest, I think they'd probably go different positions since they went Sadiq. If I had to guess, doesn't mean they won't, but like if I just had to guess, I think they would probably go a different position than another pass catcher.
Would I rather have Cease or Pons? They'd probably rather have Pons because they're fucking assholes. I'm taking.
Got to think about.
It was the first name that stuck out to me when I looked at it. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, he seems like a Ravens type of defensive lineman.
Yeah.
See that? So we can find Lee Hunter. All right, Thieneman for the Bucks. I'm going one of the edges, or I'm going Galladay. I think they just need pass rush so bad. They just need guys. They just need more guys that can get to the quarterback. So I think I'm going to go that route. It's just which one. TJ Parker is the easy, just do that, I think, pick.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I think Malachi Lawrence is going to go early. Like, this is the range that I think he's for sure going to go. Zion Young. Yeah, true. Keep him in low moving costs. Zion Young, Gabe Yakis. I don't think they would go Yakis, though. I'm going to go TJ Parker. Yeah, I'm going to go TJ Parker. I'm not going to overthink it too much. Lawrence, I could see. I don't know why I want to call him Lovie Smith all the time.
Yeah.
I always do. I always want to call him Lovie Smith. I could see. Yeah, that's the one. I could. No, I almost did something really bad. Just move on to the Colts.
Colts took nobody because this is their first pick. I'm fucking stupid. I mean, you gotta think they go wide receiver, right?
Yeah, I mean, I could see them trying to get like a Pittman replacement.
Well, yeah, they could do that 1-to-1. I mean, there's an obvious replacement for Pittman here. I
don't think they have to though.
But
I think
I was thinking more Chris Bell.
I mean, yeah. I mean, in some ways, you could use him. Like he's not just a deep threat guy. He can do a lot of the stuff that Pittman did too. I think.
Right. I just think he's sort of a in between to Downs and Pierce. Yeah. And significantly better than NWI, which currently is their other receiver.
Yeah, NWIs are really good for, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, he's
maybe
really good
a 3, but
he
can block. He can make good, like, he's good in the red zone too. Like he catches a lot of touchdowns when he gets a lot of targets there. It's just you're not getting anything after the catch out of him. And route running, in terms of just like intermediate, he's not quick in and out of his routes, but
Right.
just vertical routes, he's pretty good at the vertical routes. So, but yeah, I like Chris Bill. Is that what you're doing?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Sure.
Yep.
Why can't I find him again? All right, Falcons. Well, I think I'm gonna give him Jeremy.
I like that.
I think I haven't looked at their depth chart and I haven't really thought.
Darnell Mooney replacement.
It feels like a better Darnell Mooney to me too.
Yes.
Wait, we didn't take Ponza, did we?
No.
No depth chart. I wasn't gonna, but I feel like he might be a good piece. And they had Terrell. I used Billy Bowman at nickel. He's a safety, so it's another one of those teams that. Kobe Bryant. I got Mike Hughes, C.J. Henderson. Man. They did get Jahan Dotson. I forgot. I know it's not a super big needle mover, but it could be.
Malachi Lawrence feels like he played really well right there. You know.
Well, we're not gonna talk about that, but yeah. I mean, they signed who did they sign? Ebukam? Yeah, Ebukam.
Yeah, that doesn't.
And Aziz, which they're okay. They're okay. I did think about that though. Okay. I did. Halton again. I'll talk about him again. I think he would be another good fit for their D line. Get a little pass rush in there. They have some names like Dorless and Rook.
They have names of guys that I liked a lot. Is how
Zach Harrison, yeah. But like you just add another one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're also all like young, like for like second year guys, third year guys. You know what I mean? Like there's still time. I'm gonna go either Jeremy or Pons. I'm just trying to decide which one I like.
I think I like Jeremy better for him.
I think I like Jeremy better, but Pons I have way higher.
Yes.
So that's the thing. It's like if they just want to take the better player. And then I know he keeps saying,
I'm just trying to make sure that Pons gets to the Chiefs so I can take him with the next pick.
No. Well, now I'm definitely doing it. but I think like the Falcons could take again, dude, like Jeremy, Skylar Bell, Chris Brazil, Deion Burks, Antonio Williams, Zechariah Branch, Bryce Lance, Malachi Fields, Cyrus Allen, Ted Hurst, C.J. Daniels, Jacoby Lane, Brennan Thompson, Kevin Coleman, Jeff Caldwell. I mean, there's like 15 guys that I think that, and no, they're not all like Jeremy. They're not, maybe not all be as good, but like it could be. Like there's just so many, and there's a tier of corners here that's going to end after like Abney for me.
Yep.
And it gets way worse. Like there's guys that I take shots on for sure, but
let's see, is there anybody else?
I'm gonna go Pons. I just think
you like Stooks a good amount, but he's slot only.
Yeah, like sure. It's just I think that Dotson can fill the Mooney role. You still have Pitts, you have London, you have Bijan. Like it's not super dire. I think having another corner to replace, or just to have a better guy than I already forgot his name, Mike Hughes. Like I'm not in on Mike Hughes. He's also like 30, so.
Yep. No, I don't get that.
And you don't have a first round pick, and you get a guy that's like,
first round talent probably in this class.
Probably, yeah. Like at least back half of the first round, yeah.
Yeah.
Or back a few picks, but yeah. All right, upset me here.
And Tyson so far.
Yeah, good little haul.
I mean,
good little haul.
Or Mason Thomas.
See it? Is that what you're doing?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. I mean, they might prefer Zion, I guess. He's a little bit bigger, and I think they normally.
What I was gonna say, I just didn't want to say it.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Sorry.
I was hoping you didn't get there. That or Malachi. I was hoping you didn't get either one, but it's okay.
Yeah.
Lions take Freeling and Lomu. Who cares?
Hmm.
Galde to put him next to Jack Campbell. That would be sick. Dunker, who they guess don't need now, but feels like a lion.
Tate Ratledge next to Jennings Dunker, or I guess opposite. Not next to, but you know what I mean. One at right guard, one at left guard.
Mm-hmm.
Would be fun.
Wait, well, who's there right now? Oh,
Christian Mahogany. Come on, it's a mullet maulers.
Yeah, it's Jennings Dunker.
Let's go.
Just beef up that O line.
There's zero chance in real life, but I don't give a fuck.
I don't think there's zero chance.
That's fair.
Christian Mahogany's not that good, is he?
No, but they probably. I mean, if they actually feel as good about Juice Scruggs as they do, they probably leave him at left guard.
I don't think they feel that good about him.
Oh, that's not what I heard.
It was a throw-in.
Adam Schefter said that Juice Scruggs is.
It was a throw-in. It's a
a big piece of their future plans.
Oh man, goodness gracious. Whatever. Someone's drinking juice.
Listen, Dan Campbell heard there was a player named Juice and said, yeah.
Yeah, I hear someone's name's Dunker that has a freaking mullet and he's a ginger too, so.
Well, How many mullets can you really have on offensive line?
Yes, that's the answer. It's just yes.
All right. So the Rams got Miller in the first. They could take Lomu. I'm giving them Jeremy Bernard, and I'm pretty sure that's what you just made a noise about. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe
well,
it was
no.
Gold Day is
no.
actually probably what it was, but
yeah. But I do think they need to add another wide receiver because if someone gets hurt, like they don't have.
Yeah.
They don't have anybody that's like moving the needle, and you're a win now team. Like if one of those guys gets hurt, you're screwed, in my opinion.
Yes.
You're gonna have to run the ball and play a lot of 12 personnel, which is fine. They like doing that, but
right.
You need another guy in there. So yeah, Jeremy. Okay. Packers. I wish I knew that Lomu could play guard. Feels like a Tiernan I keep obviously thinking of too.
Right.
Get a depth chart besides forget what they've done. I definitely won't take wide receiver because why would they? Questions, Cooper, Zaire Franklin, that's the linebacker I couldn't think of what they got. Evan Williams. Harrington Valentine. Sean Nixon. They got St. Just. Let's see them adding another secondary piece. I guess they do have a corner listed too. Defensive line, they just signed Hargrave. They have Devontae Wyatt, Van Ness, Parsons. They definitely need depth though, like Carl Brooks, Warren Brinson, Nazir Stackhouse. Like those guys aren't really moving the needle for me at D-line. Is there a guy here that they just love at D-line though? Big O. Daryl Jackson's too early for those guys, I think. Xavier Harris, he's like 6'8". I don't know where he is on the board. He's pretty far. I've heard he's going to go earlier than people think.
What are your thoughts on Sean Ryan? Or Aaron Banks or Anthony Belton? Like, do you take Lomu and try to stick him inside?
Well, that was my first thought. Like, I don't know if you heard me say that or not, but like, I wish I knew if Lomu could play guard. Because that's my first thought, was that. And then I was like, well, Tiernan could maybe do it, and
I feel like if there was any team out there that would be willing to do it,
Yeah, it's just can he? But that was my first thought.
Well, I get that too, but I'm saying, do they care if he can? You know,
Well, I hope so. If they care a little bit.
right? But do they? You know,
uh, I think he's probably fallen too far. So I'm gonna give him Logan.
I like that.
I don't think he should still be here.
Seahawks are picking for the first time thanks to a trade down with the Steelers.
Got replacing these edges. Malachi Lawrence feels like a Seahawk.
Yeah, dude, I was kind of thinking the same thing. Tank
Yeah.
Lawrence. Did he retire yet?
Tank Lawrence? I don't know. Did he?
I don't know. I thought he was going to, but I don't think he did yet.
My computer freeze? What's going on?
Hello?
No, I think I'm okay.
Okay, that's good.
I could like nothing was moving, but we're good.
Oh my god, they changed the fucking USA Conquest map.
Oh, did they?
They broke it into the East, Central, and West.
Oh,
And it's still repeatable.
Hmm.
What are you thinking for the Eagles?
Oh, who did you take for the Seahawks? I've missed it.
Lawrence, sorry.
Oh, stupid. I've been sitting there waiting for you. All right,
Sorry.
Lawrence. Eagles. McNeil Warren. Skylar Bell. Smile.
You know?
I got Hollywood, but I mean, it sounds like they're moving AJ Brown. I somehow or some way.
Are the
too much
Eagles
talk.
answering the phone?
Say it again.
Are the Eagles answering the phone?
Yeah, I think Howie always answers the phone. Who's calling?
The Broncos.
Oh, somehow I knew. Yeah.
It's your pick, so I can't really do much with that, but, you know, just thought I would.
I mean, I thought about it. Like, it's just who, like Galde, I guess, if they like him
that's
enough.
The one.
It's just This is my thing. Do they want
Golday enough to warrant missing out on later
Right.
draft picks and stabs of players?
It depends. Like, I think that if they did it, they'd probably be moving like a pick next year. Like, I don't know what it would take, like a 3 or 4 next year to do this or whatever. I don't think they would move another because they've already moved a couple this year. So
Right.
like I don't know what from 54 to 62. I'm sure they could give up a 4 next year in a good class. Like, I feels for that type of, it's not that far of a move. Like, something like that, a 4 and something else, or maybe a late 7 and a 4 this year. Do like one of their 7s, or I don't think that because they have this pick, and then they don't pick in the 3rd anymore, but they pick early in the 4th twice, like within the first like 11 picks, I think.
Yeah.
They pick twice, and then they pick in the 5th once with their later pick, and then none in the 6th, and then 3 times in the 7th, the very end of the 7th.
Yeah.
So if they were to do it, I think they would move a pick next year. which I think they would be fine doing. They're in a win now mode. They wouldn't be moving like a 1 or 2 or anything. I could see them moving a 3 or 4 if they really like somebody. But I also could see them like with who's on the board. Like if they want a linebacker, then yeah, like probably unless they really like Kyle Lewis or Trotter or Anthony Hill, Torrin York, who's further down the board. It wouldn't be taking him until like probably day 3. But and I talk about this guy way too much. But Grayson Halton, I could see them really liking. Chris McLean, those two like defensive tackles, I could see. They would be good guys to compete with Savion Jones at that John Franklin Meyer spot. And then I mean, like, I still think we need tight end like Max Clare. Like if they could just hold at 62 and take Max Clare. Jadarian Price, I could see them liking him at 62 if he's there for sure. So like I guess it just depends on like Mike Washington, Kamari Ramsey. They have USC's defensive coordinator as their DB coach. They like Singleton enough for this year, but to like if again, I guess it just depends like how much they like Golday. With how the Broncos usually operate, they like especially with Sean, they like trading up for guys. Like they do it a lot. They trade up a few picks if they really like somebody to go get them. So I would love this. I would like them to do this. Typically, they don't do it for linebackers. Eventually, it's got to change. I feel like, but they just typically don't.
Maybe this is a difference maker.
Maybe, or maybe I hope they're not just banking on Drew Sanders, but this is his last year. Like, are they? Maybe he doesn't die this year.
Maybe, but this is also you're running into the territory where you have a division rival that could take him, theoretically, in the Chargers. You have the Jaguars could definitely take him. The Bears could take him. Like, there's teams here that.
Yeah.
It's not just.
I was thinking about this.
Up, you know what I mean?
Right. I was thinking about this at like even the Colts pick like earlier. I was like, man, maybe the Broncos will be moving up, but now that it's lasted this long, I could definitely see them being aggressive. So let's say we give up. It doesn't matter. 62. PFF saying a 4 next year is enough. Give them a 4 and whatever one of our 7s this year. Doesn't matter. We will take Golday, and I'm happy about that. All right.
All right. So the Chargers got Banks in the first.
Indeed.
I think I need to give him a cornerback here. Brandon Cease just feels like value. Tarheeb Still, Dante Jackson, and Cam Hart are all fine, but not exceptional to me.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that.
And to me, that's... If it's not best player available to me, it's at least very close.
Right.
Especially having given him Banks already. Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Sweet. Low key, see them just like taking Jadarian Price, just pissing people off because Tootin's now the guy, and I love Tootin. You know what I mean? Like eating a bunch of beans.
Oh yeah, dude.
No, but Chris Rodriguez, yeah. I don't think I'm gonna do it. They don't list it as a need, but like, if they really like him, he seems similar to me to like. I wanted to say Kyron Williams, but I hate that helmet scouting crap.
It's okay. You said it last week too.
I know. Loki could. I know they're like Britton Strange, but let's see, like Max Clare. Oh, I think I know what I'm gonna do. Let's see. Devon Hamilton. Yeah. This is where Grayson Hall is gonna go. pass rusher on the defensive line. Yeah. Done.
Sorry, I was reading a Kyle Krabs tweet about in-depth cap shit that I didn't understand. I like it. Caden McDonald went to the Bears in the first. I'm just going to do the thing. Kamari Ramsey in the second. They lost every safety imaginable.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Where's Ramsey? There he is. 49ers would give Basantis to... I think they might like Gabe Yakis. That edge. He's their type of edge. Can't give him Kamari Ramsey this time, sadly. You know what? I think I'm going to give him Chris Brazell.
I kind of like that.
They have Pearsall. I think he could work the slot. Mike Evans, obviously, just short term, but then Brazell's just the Z.
Jawan Jennings replacement.
Sure, yeah, that too. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that.
You think they wouldn't go Bryce Lance instead?
Oh, I think they could, but
We all
do they
know
want
how
to take
Shanahan
another,
feels about
Lance?
his- Yeah, exactly.
I don't think Bryce Lance would want to go there,
Mm.
to be honest. He doesn't want to get beat out by whoever they take in the 7th round. That's just better,
Next year.
Right. Of course.
Or 2 years from now, I guess.
Whatever it was, yeah.
Texans, we gave them Howell and Hecht.
How the heck did we do that?
You know? They could go Price. That would make a lot of sense to me. No,
Oh, they got T-Mont. What do you
mean? Yeah, I
Yeah, of course,
ranked,
dude.
dude. I need to stop looking at PFF's needs list.
Honestly, I still think that they could.
I
truly,
know they
because
could,
Demont's
but
2-year
they're
deal. That's
not.
essentially a 1-year deal,
They're
and
not.
Woody Marks is like fine, but
They're not going to. Woody Marks is going to develop. They're going to be fine.
he's already 25. He can't develop, right?
Yeah, just like Bo.
Well, that's a position, but yeah.
Oh.
Bo didn't need developing. He's already a god.
Uh-huh. This is such a weird. I don't like drafting for them.
Yeah, I think
There is not an offensive lineman that I like enough. Like Tiernan, sure, but that's really it.
one of these D linemen I could see Big O, McLean,
It just feels still
McClellan or whatever.
earlier than I
Harold
would like
Jackson.
to. I guess they
Yeah.
pick again in 10 picks, you know?
Right. Tiernan as well, like you said him.
If we hadn't given them an edge rush already, I probably would have done that here because there's a lot of guys on the board that make sense. Wide receiver is what I'm currently thinking I'm going to wind up doing, which I don't love because I think that obviously Nico is Nico. They think they like Higgins enough. I think they like Tank Dell if he ever plays again enough. Jalen Noel looked good last year when he was healthy. It's a tricky one to...
They could just go BPA. Like maybe Keith Abney's BPA. I don't know. They don't need him, but
right,
like
but that's
we didn't need.
That's the other problem. I was looking at that too.
We didn't need Jade Barron.
Stooks or Abney, but like, where does he play?
Well,
And,
why
like,
not?
At all? Like,
Why not play?
Barron at least had a role. You know, like it wasn't a huge role, but like he was gonna get on the field. Stingley,
Maybe
Lassiter, Petrie, like I don't see how he gets on the field.
Maybe they just go Tiernan and just keep taking shots at the O line until it's good. Like I said before, like just keep adding guys. Max Clare get another tight end in there. That's Ohio State.
That would be funny.
Do they need safety at all? No, guess
No,
not.
not really.
I say like Wheatley maybe.
I think I'm gonna wind up going wide receiver. It's just a matter of which one. I think I might give him Surratt.
Trying to think. Who?
I feel like Higgins and Collins both kind of play a bigger outside role. Tank is more
Trying to
of a
think. Like,
slot. I
do
think it gives
they
him
want the
something
deep?
different.
Like, I know Nico can go deep, but like maybe Bryce Lance is enough of that speed threat.
I
If
did
they're
I
wanting to
did have that
stretch the
thought too,
defense,
just to
or
whatever.
if they're looking for just a slot, I guess like Antonio Williams, Skylar Bell. Noel they use as like kind of a return guy slash, but like I think he could develop to a slot though because I like him quite a bit.
Hmm.
I don't know. I think they go BPA for them probably, but it's just who. I mean, it's impossible to know who that would be. Like defensive line, I could still just see them adding a guy. I know you feel like it's early. I could still see them doing that, but if they're gonna go wide receiver. I think Collins and Higgins are similar. I think Collins has more juice to like
Hmm.
push down the field.
Hmm.
Higgins is a little more like short to intermediate. He obviously can get down the field too. He's just a little more of the jump ball guy. And then who knows what Tank Dell's going to be if he's ever anything. And then Noel is you kind of move him around.
Hmm.
So I would say either a deep threat or someone underneath that can get rack. Those would be my two. I know Noel can do that, but just adding another guy because they didn't really use him like that
Yeah.
a lot, and I don't know if it's because he just wasn't good at it or they just didn't. Like, I'm not sure. So I probably wouldn't go Surratt just because of that. I think Surratt can do a lot of the things that him and Higgins, but Higgins is just bigger. Like they're not the same, but to me, if they're going wide receiver, I think Bell or Lance or Antonio Williams, those three strike me a little more personally. And then they'll probably go Surratt, and
Skylar
I'll
Bell.
eat my socks for it. But
Well, I'll stick with Bell. That's fine.
Skylar Bell. Bears, okay, McDonald, Ramsey. I'm just gonna give him a center, like I did last week, or we did.
Hmm.
Give him another center.
Which one? Lou or Slaughter?
Oh, I'm gonna go Slaughter.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Slaughter. I think with how the Bears want to run the ball, I think he's a little bit better there.
Hmm.
So
I like it.
plus he wants to take some Dan Campbell with him to the Bears and he wants to slaughter people, which seems like a
It's true. Very true.
on
Very,
brand.
very, very true. Um, Panthers.
This might be a good Antonio Williams spot.
Yeah.
Maybe they want a little bit better blocking at tight end too with Claire. He's also a good pass catcher. I'm also just a JTS hater, but
Right. I was kind of thinking Claire. Um, I wanted to give him Traden Stukes to play slot, but I think Chow Smith Wade has played well enough that that probably doesn't make sense.
I can see it though. Like
Yeah. Or Abney to replace Mike Jackson, one of the two.
I'd probably go Abney if I was gonna go one of the two.
Yeah.
I think I like Abney. I like them both, but I think I like Abney a little
I'm
more
gonna do
too.
that.
Plus,
I'm gonna do that.
I think Mike Jackson's more replaceable.
Yeah.
Eagles, we went McNeil Warren. They kind of feel like a team that could take Tiernan and let him develop.
Yep.
And the wide receivers also just sitting there. Maybe they're a Bryce Lance team. They like
I
Sarai.
think they could be a Derek Moore team too.
Yeah, yeah.
We've talked about Josiah Trotter before. Smile.
Mm. True. True. Tiernan hasn't played a right tackle. Maybe that won't be a big deal, but could be.
He had one snap there this year.
Yeah. Depth chart. I think I was gonna need to, but I always forget they got Reek. That's the one thing I keep forgetting.
Mm-hmm.
Probably don't move DeGene out of nickel. I think they need another cornerback, but they need to trade for, or not trade for, like maybe get one later for depth. They don't need to take one now.
Yeah.
Felix Hunt, yeah, they need to go edge. They need to go edge. I think R. Mason's just the best one, but we gave him Joseph's, I think, already. Talked about the Tennessee edge thing.
True.
That might have been last week, I think.
I think you're right.
Derek Moore. Yeah, because isn't the type that they want.
Derek Moore, another Michigan edge rusher, replaced Brandon Graham when he retires after this year.
True. I'm gonna go R. Mason just because I think that
I like that.
they can just deploy him as that just only pass rusher for now while he
Yep.
develops the run stuff, and it kind of they have the personnel to be able to do that this year.
Yep, they have some flex there.
Mm.
I'm taking Caleb Tiernan. I don't give a fuck. Will Campbell's not the long-term answer. I don't care.
Ooh, spicy.
I don't care.
Spicy.
They need guard help anyway, so.
Yeah. Well, we gave the Seahawks Malachi Lawrence.
Yep.
And here, I'm gonna give him Jadarian Price.
I like that.
Finish it off.
I like that a lot.
That's the haul for them being, and they traded down.
Yep.
Not too shabby.
Got an extra third.
Yeah.
So.
Nice.
Results. At least I didn't do a 7-round mock draft by accident this time.
Not yet. Maybe one day.
That would be
Maybe one
a
day.
12-hour stream.
Yeah, I think 3 would be the max that we could ever do.
We've done 3 before, but.
I know we have. I know.
But
couldn't do any more.
Yeah. All right. Well, it was a
good shit, man.
pretty good run with it.
Yeah, of course, all of our picks are going to be right, so
Exactly. No point in questioning them.
don't come at us when they're not.
So I will try to have my webcam fixed for next week, I guess. But until then, thank you all. Appreciate you all being here and hanging out. Hope you all have a good week.